Is your mum a horse?
Oh.
Only when she's on all fours.
If a Pegasus... Oh, Jesus. Edit that in post. Edit that in post.
Oh, boy.
Thanks, Matt.
Alex.
Kirby.
Matt.
Planting.
Cameron.
Tarragon.
Welcome to the Real Gamerscore podcast. Here we like to discuss all things Xbox, achievements, and the fact that we finally made it to episode 100.
Here's the song of the week.
I was reading, I'm like, I'm missing something here. Okay.
How does this work again?
I can see it on my shelf in a steel bookcase. It's been grinding my gears, putting lines on my face. Seriously, you better take care. If you play Gears of War, it'll take you 10 years. Seriously, you better take care, 'cause I'm grinding 3.0 with 1,000-yard stare.
That was a really good song, Matt and/or Tarragon. Thanks for singing it live, Matt and/or Tarragon.
That was definitely not pre-recorded, Matt and/or Tarragon.
Insert here. I will edit this afterwards.
All right. Well,
Fix
if you
this in
know,
post, fix this in post, fix this in post.
if you know what that song is,
Sorry,
and if you don't, I mean, what have you been
I
doing
do.
around the place? If you know what it is, send your guess to the Real Gamerscore account on True Achievements. That's all one word, Real Gamerscore, except the S is a 5. And we've just
really
done
need
it just to
fix
trip
that
you
now
up.
that now that we have... Oh, wait, how many letters is that?
We can probably just get
112?
RGS now.
We could.
Yeah, but then we got to change the show notes in Trello, and that hasn't happened for 100 episodes. So I don't know.
I did it last week, don't
I did
even.
it last week. I make it a habit of checking every single episode, and I was like, there's actually show notes this time. What's happened?
Yes. Well,
That's why it took a week to get out. I was doing the show notes.
Speaking of which, is anybody going to do the show notes? I find the show notes are easiest if you just do them during the show. But
As we're going.
yep.
Oh.
That's
Well,
right, Kirby's not
That
doing
was,
anything.
that was Kirby for me. I got it.
all right, so here we are. It's episode 100. Surprisingly, we made it.
Yeah, I'm as surprised as anybody.
I don't know. It was about 2 years ago that we said, "Hey, we want to do a podcast," and like, yeah, okay, let's do that. Yeah, triple digits, man. That's pretty good. It's like getting 100,000 gamer score.
Yeah,
Oh, so we're a real podcast now.
That's it.
I'm a real boy.
We've hit base level of quality podcast. And just by the way, all our shows are triple, like, when we number our shows, we only use 3 digits, so we've only got 899 left.
Yeah,
And then we have to stop.
You have
Yep.
to start a whole new podcast.
yeah, that's right. If we
Really
get to a,
gamer scorer.
we didn't have a 000, did we? Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, if you want to join us in Discord, you can find the link at discord.io/realgamerscore. You can find the invite, not the link. Come chat to us. We're all here. We're going to see what a massive shambles this is today because we've got 6 people. So there'll be probably not much talking over
Matt,
each
how
other,
many
I
people
should
have
think.
we got?
I'm sure it'll be
Three
fine.
peop- We've
Edit
got
this
3
in post,
people.
edit this in
Well,
post,
okay,
edit
look,
this in
depending on depends how the editing goes. It'll either be just me, and I've just be talking to myself like a crazy person. I might have Alex come in with some of the intro stuff, and then I'm just going to mute the rest of you.
We didn't tell you, Matt. We're all figments of your imagination.
I mean, Cameron, that would be the least surprising thing to happen to me this week.
This is the intervention. This is like that John Cusack movie where all the multiple personalities come together and they fight it out, Battle Royale style.
So you've got like a diva in your head, just so you know.
I must be really craving rice.
Oh, God.
That's going to make no sense to anyone. Anyway.
No, it's not.
yeah.
Skype should have
No, it's
never
not.
allowed me to do this.
If you want to know
will
what that's
say-
all about, just ask in Discord and
Yeah.
you,
I will
Chin
mention-
can tell you.
GIFs don't work
We've
because I tried.
Oh no.
It was just a still image. Otherwise, it was just going to be like Dead or Alive Extreme 3. Just
Oh boy.
constantly. Just friends having fun playing volleyball.
Yeah.
Sappho and her friends.
Having a lot of fun, yes.
Collecting
If you would like
bikinis.
to, if you'd like to support our show, you can find our Patreon page at patreon.com/RealGamerscore. We also have the random to-do list giveaway. We're in the middle of July, not after the middle of July now, but it's not too late to get a list. If you would like one, just get in touch with the random to-do list account on True Achievements or ChinDocta or Tarragon on True Achievements or Discord. They'll get you a list.
Or
And
Framehold.
even Frame, actually. Frame
Oh,
Hold, man.
Frame, yeah, I forgot you guys added Frame in the adminning rights.
Yes, we did. Collaboratively.
Yes.
Yes. It was a collaborative effort, I know. I was there for that conversation. But all you need to do to enter the contest is unlock one achievement in the random to-do list. So get your list, unlock one achievement, and then you've got to answer a trivia question. And for the last 100 episodes, I haven't known what the trivia question is, and that's not changing now. So, Matt or Chin, I know that you know what the question is.
All right. So the question is, send the words "I love money" to the random to-do list account.
Oh, is that
Correct
this one?
punctuation and spelling, otherwise it won't count. Correct account would be beneficial too. Not going to call anyone out, but maybe send it to the random to-do list account. Otherwise, I'll check the random to-do list account and it won't be there, and I probably won't put you in the draw because I'll have forgotten you've sent it to the wrong account.
Oh, boy.
A lot of people use the Real Gamerscore and the random to-do list accounts interchangeably for these contests, and I'll only check the one I've mentioned, and then like draw the winner, and then go to the other one and go, oh, there's like 5 answers in this one.
So
Damn.
that's why Trimmy wins it every week, because he's the only one that sends it to the right account.
I think he does it by just sending it to every possible way of getting a hold of us. So he gets it on Twitter, he gets it on the Real Gamerscore account, sends it on Discord.
Everywhere except the random to-do list account.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I was outside. I saw it being pulled behind a plane. I mean, he got the answer wrong, but at least he tried.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so that's all we've really got for the housekeeping. We're going to change things up. It's going to be a very different episode to normal here.
No.
Chin, you
new
wanted to
patron
jump in?
shout out.
Yes.
Stop your mouth noise. Big shout out to.
Do you know
I
who it
I
is?
don't know what I don't know what the numbers are. That's the only problem.
Aftos
Aftos
84.
Patreon here. Fix this in post.
Aftos 84. No, I knew it was Aftos, but I didn't know what numbers it was because numbers don't matter. Like
Yes.
he's Aftos. No one ever goes into like a party chat and says, "Hey, Aftos 84," specifically you, because
I'm pretty sure
none of
people
the
go,
others-
hey, that's Stallion 83. I'm pretty sure that they do that.
Hey,
Just saying.
ex Jester.
What happened? Yeah, those are what happened to the other 82 stallions.
Is he
Well-
still LA?
Oh, it's probably because that's when he was
XLAX
born.
Jester?
Hey, that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure he is still a XLAXXX, Jester XX, LAX.
I thought he was just the boy now.
Sephiroth, Jester Boy.
If he was
No,
Jester,
no.
he'd probably
I don't
have to
know.
be
He's not
Jester
friends with me
1,
on
2, 3, 4 or
Microsoft,
something.
so I wouldn't know.
All right, so like I said, it's going to be a very different show. We've got a couple of things happening later in the show. Not much in the way of news, given that the 23rd of July is going to be the big game drop and conference for Xbox. So we'll probably have a lot to talk about in the news next week. Everyone's here, but we're just going to go through and start the show off with what everyone's been playing. So change it up a little bit. Matt, Mr. Neo, you can go first.
Oh, all right then. So it's been a clean-up week for me. So I've been going through the backlog. I started playing OKKO Let's Play Heroes. I think it's Let's Play. I think it's Let's Be Heroes, and they changed it to Let's Play Heroes for the game. Anyway, it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up based on the Cartoon Network show. It's actually quite good.
Which Cartoon Network show?
OKKO.
This one.
Oh.
We reviewed that.
That's not working.
Did we?
Yeah.
KO.
Did I?
I think it was actually me and Spaz that did that, but yes.
I was going to say, I don't remember doing it, and it wouldn't have been the first time I reviewed a game I didn't play.
Right, I'm gonna have to edit that out for sure.
We can fix that in post.
Or I'm making that clip of the week. That's pretty good. Yeah, so it was a pretty good side-scrolling brawler. Very cutesy. Obviously, sort of it follows the art style of the TV show. A little bit grindy. I mean, it's a side-scrolling brawler, so you kind of get what you get. You just sort of beat up the same sort of 6 or 7 types of enemies, and there's a couple of little challenging levels. But really, it's kind of about the story and collecting cards and the humor. Not bad. Recommend it if you see it on sale.
Good size?
Yeah, a little bit too big, actually. The game actually game drags a little bit. Like it's got about maybe it's a 5 or 6 hour of content that sort of gets stretched out to maybe a 10-hour game. Like you do a lot of repetitive stuff. You got to collect all the cards, and then you got to grind out all the levels to get all the achievements.
Is it better than Save the Light?
Yeah, so I was playing that last week and kind of comparing and contrasting, and actually I like it a lot more than Save the Light.
Okay.
Little RNG
like
to it. That's the only thing I had an issue with.
Yeah, there is definitely an element of that where depending on what kind of cards you get and stuff. Also, make sure you check how many cards you have in your binder, because I ended up being like, hey, I keep getting the same ones, and then I looked in the binder, I was like, oh, there are spaces for more cards, but actually I have all the characters. So yeah.
Oh.
It's like there was one character you have to get through playing through the story. So I would say just save up your money and don't your in-game money and don't buy any of the cards till the end of the game, pretty much. Because you can only use 2 cards at a time. So just pick 2 that are really good. I go with Brandon and Enid were the 2 that I used, and basically just breezed through the game. Only had a couple of tough fights. But yeah, I'd recommend it. But don't get Get it on sale for sure, because it is a sort of budget title. What else have I been playing? I also did Anima Gate of Memories: The Nameless Chronicles, which
Finished?
Yes, started and finished. So as I talked about a couple weeks ago, I did the original Anima. It's good. Dark Souls style, Dark Souls setting style. On a sort of character action game, action RPG with relatively basic mechanics. This is more of the same. It's kind of like a 1.5. So it's a side story that takes place concurrently with the
Careful.
Yeah, with the main game. So you play as the guy called Nameless, who shows up in the story he's a couple of boss fights, and he shows up a couple of times during the story. So you play as him and what he was doing during that same time. It's definitely a shorter game. There's only really 3 areas instead of the 5 from the original, and you get through it pretty quickly. The only problem with it is that, like the first game, there's a New Game Plus where they carry over all your levels, but it also cranks it up to a hard mode, so the game just gets really frustrating. And I think that while I enjoyed the game and the combat, it is quite simple and repetitive, and the way they do difficulty is basically ramp up the defense of your opponents, give them more health, and make them do more damage. Like there isn't any change in mechanics or phases or extra bosses or anything like that. It's really just basically just bash them away at them for longer, which gets really frustrating towards the end because some of the last enemies take forever to beat. But I got through it. It took me about 10, 11 hours. You could probably do it, if you're a little bit better than me, you could probably do it in less than 10, probably about 8. But I'm a bit of a scrub. I also played just a bunch of crap, as usual. And then I also started and finished Serial Cleaner, which I don't know if any of you guys have played.
I haven't played it. Yeah. I have heard it. I think I've dived it. But there is a speedrunning group basically for that game, which I thought was odd. But yeah.
Yeah, it
that makes sense.
It definitely lends itself to that kind of game. So basically, you are a cleaner for criminals. So if someone commits a crime, like, hey, we need you to clean up this crime scene, get rid of the bodies, get rid of the evidence, clean up the blood. But also the cops are already there and they're walking around, and you have to hide from them. So it's a stealth game where you have to, with randomly generated elements, where you essentially have to avoid cops and pick up all the evidence, use distractions, hide in boxes. It's a pretty simple game, but it's got a very sort of it's set during the 70s. So you drive a wood panel station wagon, some really good music. Like it's great. Like the guy has like the sort of the hair and the moustache with the mutton chops and the glasses. It's everything. Really cool. There's some references to like the Zodiac Killer and stuff like that.
Oh man, awesome.
Yeah, so there's a lot of it's 20 levels long, which either you'll be really really great and you'll sail through it, or you'll get stuck like I did and be stuck for a couple of hours on maybe one or two of them. It is like if you get seen in court, basically it's back to the beginning of the level. So there were definitely a few times where I nearly threw my controller. But overall, it's not too difficult. The main problem is that mopping up the blood is done on a percentage basis, and you need to get 100% on each of the levels, which means that occasionally you get to that spot where you have 99% and you're just sort of scouring the level trying to find that last little bit that you missed. And usually at that point, it's usually better to just restart. But overall, it's a stealth game, pattern management. You get an idea of how the enemies move, how to get around them, how to use distractions, how to move blocks, and box them in and that kind of stuff, and use shortcuts. And it's got a really interesting sort of story. Pretty minimalist. It has a really cool art style. And also, once you finish the game, you unlock 10 extra missions. Each of them are based on movies. So there's like a Star Wars one, there's an Alien one, there's some Kung Fu stuff in there. Around a guy who's been killed by shurikens. And yeah, so it's all based on movie stuff. You can skip through most of them. There's sort of a trick at the end of the game to get all the rest of the achievements once you finish the main story. So it turns it from like an 8-hour completion. Yeah, you probably get done in about 8 hours. If you're bad like me, probably 10. And if you want to do absolutely everything in the game, probably 12 to 15. But that puts me at 8,540 this week. And yeah, I'm sort of cleaning out the backlog, seeing what's coming up next.
Man, you are scoring some big points, mate.
Yeah, speaking of which.
Yes. All right. Well, Kirby, you want to kick off second spot?
Sure. I really struggled to think of what game slash games I wanted to talk about because it was mostly trash. I finished up my Ratalaika completion again, so I have, except for the new one that I got a code for today that I haven't done, I have the series completion, the publisher completion. No, Siri.
Bad guy.
Wow, throwback.
I thought Siri was going to say, no, you don't. Or something.
Just been overtaken.
So I finished that up. Look, don't think there's much good I can talk about. I nearly have the Artifacts Monday completion again. I have one more game to go, and then one achievement in a game that I'd missed, and it's halfway through the game and I don't want to play it. But I did start a good game today. Literally got one achievement in it. Yakuza 0.
Oh, really good.
That's a big completion as well, that one.
That is. I'm looking forward to it because I hit my target for the month for getting a million game score by the end of August. So anything I get from this point on is bonus, and I should be able to get 30,000 next month and hit a million gamer score, and then move on to 2 million.
I thought you were going to make a gamer tag.
That's the month after, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Just slowly get there. But yeah, nothing else I played was really worth talking about. Stories Path of Destinies is okay. It's not a fantastic game. Pretty good hack and slash. It's weird because early on you can buy an ability or get an ability to have like perfect strikes, or like perfectly timed and do extra damage and add extra to your combo. But I got them like most of the time just spamming the attack button.
Yeah, the window's really generous.
I was like, I can't be bothered timing for this. I'm just going to spam. Oh, I'm still getting it. Oh, okay. All right, this is how the game's going to go.
Auto fire controller on.
Yeah, basically, it's just in the last little bit of time, I've purchased Minecraft for the Switch, the Kindle, and the Android. So those will be coming up in the future.
finally just start them.
Like I blew stacks and got the Kindle version, and I'm like, this is easy. I'm going to get it on the Switch and the thing too. Because for the longest time, for whatever reason, my Windows 10 version was in like the Insider's beta version, so it was like slightly ahead, so none of my other versions could join it, so it was a really big pain to create worlds, because getting it onto the iOS version is a hassle. So now I have...
Switch is a pain.
Now I have a copy of all the... No, Switch was fine. I just joined my other account.
Easy. It's just me.
Yeah, it's just you.
When you say your other account, you mean not...
Not ChinDocta. I joined ChinDocta.
But it would be on the same home network, though. Yeah?
It's not the LAN. No.
I mean, same Wi-Fi connection?
Yes, but I'm not joining a LAN game.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I've just had issues when it's something outside of my home network. With Switch.
Yeah. Because there is, on my Xbox, you've got a LAN game set up with ChinDocta. It's not on my Switch. It's like joining a friend.
Okay. Interesting.
I should probably get that ready before Nicole's going to give birth. Because my plan is to play it in the hospital in the downtime. While she sleeps and hangs out.
Yeah.
I got a buddy who has a permanent server up.
Although...
I hate to break it to you, but there is no downtime when you have kids. Your gaming is over.
Yeah, people keep telling me that, and I keep telling them that they're wrong.
Okay.
I did
We'll see.
have one interesting thing happen in Minecraft. I got my Minecraft world set up. I can't remember what I was doing, because I made a bunch of worlds. So I just copied the achievement world for iOS and whatever, so that I know which one's which and things have been used or whatever, and that's fine. I don't remember which world I was in, but I was joined by a good friend of myself and Alex, Beta.
Really?
He just was on his Xbox and just joined my Minecraft world.
No way.
Got a bunch of achievements.
Was it him or was it his son or something?
It was him. I'm like, I didn't expect you to be here. This is an achievement world. Feel free to use whatever you like. Go crazy. And he's like, thanks. Got a bunch of hard achievements. All good, bud. And left. I was like, I was never expecting anyone else to join me.
That's pretty much how he talks as well.
I was going to say that was the most Australian impression you've ever done for an Australian.
No, he's from New
Zealand.
Wait, what? Actually, that probably makes more sense. Yeah.
All right. And that, look, I played a lot of babe games, and so essentially for the week I got 20,080.
Okay, but Kirby, how much of that did you actually earn, really?
All of it. For Chewy's challenge yesterday, I got eliminated anyway because essentially it was an achievement day, so you had to earn as many achievements above the cutoff. But if people earned above 150, they would eliminate the lowest person. So there was 5 of us still in. 3 of them used surviving Mars. 2 of them used Endless Legend. So I've used both surviving Mars and Endless Legend, so I was no chance. I stayed up till 3 a.m. I got 101 achievements. All of us were above 100. 3 of them got above 150 and eliminated myself and Daniel JJ. But
smart.
I came in 4th on the 8th, and so I lasted 14 days. Pretty happy with that performance, and I would have been fine if I was a low Gamerscore pleb who hadn't used those games. Essentially, you hear that? You low Gamerscore plebs who hadn't used those games yet. Pathetic. Anyway, who's next?
Let's take Warren. Warren hasn't been telling us what he's been playing for a while. So what have you been up to, mate?
Random stuff, actually. This week I've been kind of working through the Xbox One and Windows 10 versions of Night Shift, because you can just kind of idle them both at the same time. It's kind of a weird VN. It's just you in a taxi talking to people. You're trying to learn their secrets. There's also a mode where you can try to solve a couple different cases. So you're trying to figure out who the killer is and then pass information on to the cops. It's a pretty fun game overall. It's more entertaining than your average VN. It's not just kind of mashing buttons. You actually have to kind of pay attention to what you're doing, because there's a lot of achievements tied to meeting the different people. So after you kind of get those out of the way, it's just, all right, filling up this Passadex, they call it, which is kind of like I guess like in a standard VN, it'd be like where all your information is stored. So like, the goal is to get like 98%. Yeah, your journal. You're trying to learn everything you can about these people. So you want to get them all in your cab and do all the different kinds of interactions you can with them to kind of have all the different outcomes.
Is the game?
Yes.
Is the game completable yet? 'Cause
No.
I remember reading that no one knows what some of the achievements are for.
No, we know what the achievements are for. The
that.
problem is that they just don't work. So there's 2 unobtainables on the Windows 10 version. I think it's really 3. I don't know how some dude unlocked the one achievement. And there's 3 on the Xbox One version. So I'm pretty sure there's really 3 broken on both. Either some dude just got ultimately lucky and it unlocked, or I don't know, but
Cheat engine.
or yeah. But regardless, yeah, neither of them are completable yet. The devs have been fairly responsive. They've the Windows 10 version lost its achievement sync at one point, and they've patched it back in. So I
mentioned that to them.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I stopped playing because I'm like, man, I can't get achievements. I'll play something else. Yep.
Throw it in the trash.
Oh no, I just uninstalled it. Yeah, so
it's the same thing, isn't it?
I guess.
You put it in your computer trash.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I mean, that's been kind of fun. Working through both of them. I've already played a bunch of them, so at this point, I'm just kind of grinding down to the last few that I need. Same kind of thing with Forza Horizon 3. I've gone back to that. I'm just kind of plugging away at the start a race from every location, start a championship from every location. Achievements, that's just grind.
Have you got the glitched barn find?
The glitched barn? I have all my barn finds.
It's just because it glitched for you doesn't mean it's a glitched barn find.
It's the only one I'm missing.
Unless it's
Maybe
the
you
one
just missed one
in Lego, because I haven't done Lego yet. But I have all the others.
When you're talking about free, because it's Hot Wheels and
Hot Wheels.
Blizzard
My bad.
Mountain.
Hot Wheels. Yeah, I haven't done the Hot Wheels one.
Blizzard Mountain just won't unlock for me. I did a new save. Yeah, no.
Weird. No,
Is it one of those ones that takes the requirement higher when you have the DLC installed?
No.
Don't think so.
Actually,
I don't know what a barn find is, but I'm thinking if you do it in the base game without the DLC installed, would it maybe work? I don't know.
You can't. You need the DLC installed.
Have you tried a new profile?
Just in general.
Yeah, brand new profile.
Maybe play some better games, you know. I mean,
have you tried Horizon 4?
Horizon 4, I've got the completion in. Free just doesn't want to work for me.
That's a bummer.
I'm very salty about it.
No shade bush.
Finished up Sims 4 this week because I got partway through the video and my computer crashed, so I guess that was what was going to happen. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm done here. And finally got back to it this week, finish it up.
So you weren't doing the free play weekend?
No, I have it through EA Access.
Okay, fair enough.
Finished up the Unicorn Princess, got my final collectibles.
Please tell me you have that physical.
I do.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Would you classify that as a horse game for the horse game completion?
God, yes. Yes, you are riding a horse for the majority of it, and you ride a unicorn for some dream sequences. But yeah, you're mainly on a horse.
Which one's that the same as My Little Champion Riding Pony?
Yeah, it's my riding
My
champion.
Little Pony?
Except the difference is there's no broken achievement in Unicorn Princess. And I didn't have anything really badly buggy with it, like I've seen people with My Riding Champion. So I think they maybe either fixed something in between, or I don't know. But this ran okay for me.
Just technical point: is a unicorn a horse?
technically, I'm sure it's part of the equine family.
It's a.
I would consider it an equestrian
as a unicorn.
animal. Yes,
it's a magic horse.
There you go. Yeah,
Is a Pegasus a horse?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a more magic horse.
it's a more magic horse.
Is a mama horse?
Oh.
Only when she's on all fours.
If a Pegasus... Oh, Jesus. Edit that in post. Edit that in post.
Oh, boy.
Thanks, Matt.
Maybe maybe just make a note of that time.
Oh, no, I'm leaving that.
That stays in.
For the clip of the week, you mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man. So yeah, last two games are the always on the list: Neverwinter and Elite Dangerous, because you can't not play those. For a total of
yeah, you can. I've stopped playing Elite Dangerous. I haven't played it for quite a while now. How's the grind on that now?
Oh, apparently they've nerfed the low temperature diamonds to the point that mining is no longer viable.
Yeah,
and I never bothered to get enough done. So
damn, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I can relate to my diamonds not being valuable.
What about
you've been playing
is
Rocket League
double or
again, Kirby.
triple painite mining still a thing? Or
no, well, the problem is they also nerfed overlapping hotspots, so now those don't really pay out nearly as much either. So basically, you might as well just do straight up normal mining, and you're probably more profitable than trying to find hotspot overlaps.
I have no idea what you guys have said in the last minute or so.
So, Warren, before you move on, are you looking forward to the new mod for Neverwinter?
Honestly, I'm not terribly upset about it. Like some other people, I might even go back to heals on my cleric because you never know.
I mean, I've been testing out my I've been getting my water wings on for my heals on, and we'll see how that goes. But it is weird going from DPS to heals. I can imagine going the other way probably just as strange.
Oh yeah, because now you have to
totally must be really strange going one way to the other.
Well, maybe if your diamonds were more valuable,
yeah, and if they hadn't
then
nerfed
mining
it,
would be, yeah.
And it wouldn't be
We're
such a
still
grind.
talking about Elite, right?
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're still talking about massively grindy games that we should never have started.
I'm kind of more interested in maybe getting back into PvP.
Oh, you're a madman. I've been grinding that out each week. I'm at 25 wins so far. It's slow going. Trying to get 50 wins, trying to get a group of 10 people together to all play Neverwinter is surprisingly difficult.
110%. He could have replaced the word Neverwinter with Elite, and that sentence would have worked.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or even Destiny. But anyway.
Yeah. Battlefield.
Yeah, 772 gamer score. Not a massive week for me. I didn't have any cheese on the card this week.
All cheese.
Nothing wrong with cheese. I mean, Wallace loves his cheese.
I think I have, like, not including the Neo Geos because I just, like, they're not 0 to 1 hours for me, and the Chinese stacks. I think I have, like, 3 left on the site.
Oh my! I mean, I've
0 to 1 hour games.
Yeah,
Oh.
that I haven't done.
I think I'm probably about the same.
It's about that. It's probably like closer to 10, but I know there's a few I'm like 1 achievement away and stuff as well.
Oh dear.
Finish Avatar.
how can
Don't
you have a
leave it
0 to-
unfinished.
How can you have a 0 to 1 hour
Avatar.
game and still have 1 achievement left in it?
Okay, so what happened is it's a game called Far Out, and there's a luck based achievement which essentially you do this thing and maybe there's a fire, maybe there's not. If there's not a fire, you can do this thing and you get this luck based achievement, and then you get, if you go slightly further, like minutes further, you get an ending. I don't have that ending, so I got the luck based achievement, like, oh cool, luck based achievement, that's awesome, but then didn't realize the ending was like also very related to doing that. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to restart the playthrough. Essentially, that's what happened, yeah. And so now I've got to re-get the luck-based achievement and then finish off the actual playthrough.
So it's a 1 to 2 hour game for you now.
No, because it's only been like 20 minutes still. I've got 40 minutes of trying before the estimate is a lie.
Alright, Tarragon, you're up.
Yeah, well, as I haven't been on the show for a while, but basically, probably the biggest, most proud thing I've done for a while has been finishing up Destiny 1. So I've spent probably the last 6 weeks, I suppose, working on that. I had a bunch of stuff left over to do, but I finally got the hard raid done 2 weeks ago now, and I've been helping some other people through. So the nice thing about that is that I hadn't progressed my profile to Xbox One, so I was able to get the completion on 360, then load up the X1 version, push my profile across, and unlock a whole bunch of achievements as well. So I've got completed the Taken King on X1 just for free, basically. So that was pretty nice.
So,
did you get everything?
I was going to say, did everything unlock? Or
Yeah, everything unlocked. So the only stuff I need
Except
on
the
the Xbox
DLC
One is
doesn't
Rise of Iron.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough,
scammed.
Interestingly enough, it still worked even though I don't actually own the Taken King DLC on the Xbox One. Those achievements still unlocked for me. So yeah, which I thought was interesting. So I've even got like the items. So I've got like Touch of Malice, which is an exclusive Taken King weapon, and I don't have the DLC, but I have that weapon. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I guess those stats in the back end still, like the stats saying you have done the thing, 0 changed to a 1, still validate. Yeah.
So yeah, it had some icons on it, and I wasn't sure what was going on, but then I realised, it's because I actually don't technically own that content, but I still have the content. Anyway, it was weird. So yeah,
Can you use that weapon?
Yeah, it was all still usable. I had all the stats and everything, so I probably would have trouble upgrading it to the newer light level. But yeah, so that was kind of good. I'm going to park Destiny for a while because I'm a bit over it. But yeah, I'll come back to Rise of Iron at some point. The other games I played this week that I kind of wanted to play was Coffee Talk. So
how good is this game?
I really enjoyed it. So it's a pretty simple sort of visual novel game, basically, with some coffee-based making mechanics, which are pretty silly and not really relevant. Yeah, I didn't mind it. Fairly easy completion. I think it's been the most played game from the Bean Dive that just happened. I think it topped the charts
Which
there.
surprises me.
Well, I
that,
think
that
it's
people didn't play it before.
Yeah.
I guess it came out at the right time that it was a game that everyone's like, this is good, we'll save it for the Bean Dive. Like it.
Yeah,
was
I
in
think
that perfect
I think it just
window.
came out, and it's also a relatively it's an easy completion too. So it's kind of a it's not a 0 to 1 hour. So people would be like, okay, well, I need to spend a little bit of time on it. I'll do it during the dive, and then they find it's actually good and continue it.
So really more of a coffee bean dive then.
Yeah.
Firing on all cylinders today.
But
Alright, looking for a new picture because of Matt.
The other game I played was Fractured Minds. I had that on my list to play for a while. It's meant to be an exploration into mental illness, which it sort of is. It's a fairly simplistic sort of like the actual mechanics and the design of the game is fairly simplistic. I still get where it was going, but I guess it didn't quite hit the mark for me. But I see what it was trying to do, and it certainly won some awards and things like that too. So, but it's also a super easy completion if you wanted to give that one a go. Other than that, I did something
that's in
silly.
Game Pass at the moment as well, isn't it? Fractured
Yeah,
Minds?
it is. Yeah.
And I think it's worth mentioning as well. We've talked about it as well. I think it was made by a 16, 17-year-old girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
As
something
well.
like that, yeah.
So, I mean, I know what you're saying. It isn't, all that in a bag of chips. But I think when you think of it in that context, it is that's a 16-year-old. Anyone making a video game that gets published is
And actually
impressive.
gets accolades as well. So
Yeah,
it was well done.
Yeah.
And so it's just a very simple kind of the set pieces were basically simple explorations of particular types of mental illness. So like paranoia or other ones which I can't name off the top of my head, depression, etc. But back on track. I don't really have any other games to particularly talk about. I did something silly and I started to look at the games played leaderboards and looked at where I was sitting on those leaderboards, and I thought, hey, maybe for show 100 I'll try and like boost my ranks up on those leaderboards. And so I started a dive and dived about 60 games just to boost myself up the leaderboard, and then I realized how much I hate doing that. What was kind of good, though, is that I managed to weed out all the games I actually don't want to play. So I'd had a bunch sitting in my sort of 4 contests list, and I went through every single game that was on my 4 contests list, and I probably weeded out about half of them, just as like I actually don't want to play this anymore. So it's been good for that. now that I've sort of got here, I don't think I'll be continuing a dive because I've just realised how much I just don't like playing a game through to the first achievement. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I did, once the leaderboard resets, I will be number 8 on the Australian Games Played leaderboard again. So I think I was at 6th at one point. But yeah, I'm not sure I'll be bothering to chase that one further. But we'll see. Who's next?
All right. I'm next. I put Cameron and I
that was
together.
a struggle there, wasn't it, Alex?
I couldn't remember if I put Cameron first or
and you couldn't
me.
figure out who it was.
I couldn't remember.
mate.
I've been swapping the order the whole time. From the first one, you were first, and I didn't see the lines under your name, so I went with Matt first. Anyway, it's fine. It's not shambles. We're going well so far. But
I was going to say, I'm happy to talk in front of you because I just read your card.
Yeah, no. And you'll enjoy the content of my card, won't you?
Come up.
Yes. So, I only listed 2 games that I played this week. Cameron and I played some Battlefield 3 together.
Yeah, we did.
We went back and we did all the hard missions. Hard missions on co-op missions on hard. Whatever. Sure. We did both of them. So we went back, and one thing I'm starting to learn about playing shooters with Cameron. Cameron's way of playing video games is like if you get in a Ferrari and you step on the accelerator. Okay,
100%.
you're going to get there.
Yeah,
100% the fastest.
I can relate. Actually, I've played Destiny with Cameron, and it's just like charge straight into battle. Oh, I died.
And sometimes it
Come
works.
Dead Island, Remnant, Risk of Rain.
Yeah, Dead Island was a... Yeah.
Sword and shoddy,
but the
man.
problem
That's how
with-
it's at.
The problem with flooring a Ferrari is that there are corners and there are pedestrians and there are,
None of those are
lampposts,
Terrorists.
and you get seriously injured. And that's what it's like with playing with Cameron. He runs so far forward. He's like pow, 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 pow. He's not bad, and then until he is, and then I have to revive Cameron. That's
Alex says that when realistically I was doing the same.
Hey, not your turn. Go away.
No.
Not your turn. Go away.
no. He's all right. He can come in and collab with me on this one. That's all right. But I know I've just been roasting you for the last minute, but I think it's actually a system that works all right because I almost always get to you in time to revive you. So it kind of works.
So, Alex, you're more of an ambulance at the bottom of the cliff rather than a guardrail on top of it kind of person, then.
Yeah.
This is my reasoning behind it, yeah? And I'll get to it when you talk about Halo 3. But Halo has corrupted me because it is so easy just to...
shoot your teammates and then run ahead.
Grenade jump over all the enemies while leaving your friends to die.
It's honestly so easy to push ahead, though. Get that
These
traction.
AI teammates are taking all my kills. Die, go.
Oh, God.
But it's funny because the roasting of Cameron hasn't finished yet. So we still have to do drop 'em like liquid, which is not easy. We got, maybe 3/4 of the way through it?
We nearly pulled it off on like the second or the third try, and we don't know what happened with that.
We got to the building where the hostages are, the big building at the end. Mm-hmm. And we got there, I think, once or twice, and we were still good. But yeah, some of those enemies to hit inside the building are not easy, and we, failed the requirements for the achievement, but still got them. So that's still to come.
This is just echoing my experience with Destiny and the hard raid, and that we got to the last section, and I think the second run through we got to the 4th wave and then died, and then spent like another 8 hours getting back to that point. And it's just like, ugh. Anyway, sorry.
Right, I want to quickly just mention I wasn't with T
Go away.
in the Destiny raid.
No, it wasn't Cameron, but you were there in spirit.
Alright, so we were playing the helicopter mission. I can't remember what the helicopter mission was called.
It's the second
Fire in
mission.
the Sky or something? It's
Something like Fire in the Sky.
So we like when we played the Bad Company 2 DLC and I was flying the helicopter, because I don't want to say I'm the best at it, but neither Matt nor Cameron wanted to volunteer the helicopter. So maybe I am the best at it out of us three, I don't know. But flying a helicopter is not easy in Battlefield 3, but we were playing on hard, and Cameron needed the achievement. Actually, I needed it as well for finishing the mission without using your fire extinguisher, which essentially gives you your health back, I think, in the helicopter.
Yeah.
And we got 99% of the mission through. The troops were heading towards the tunnel right at the back right-hand corner, and we failed for no reason.
Yep. Exactly the same thing happened to me, to Valak and I, when we did it. I let him fly the helicopter a couple times, but we quickly changed that.
I was going to say, that sounds like a bad idea.
It was a really bad idea. So, yeah, but exactly the same thing happened to me. We got all the way through on hard. We got right to the end. They were all piling away, and suddenly mission failed. No enemies around, nothing. Just, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't see any
choppers
enemies.
on the ground. That was it?
Yeah, that was it. The chopper's done. They were heading to the chopper to leave, and suddenly they just died, and it was done.
Same with us.
Okay. Maybe it's a glitch then. I didn't know about it before we were playing, but we went back and replayed it and, finished on hard, got that achievement. Alright, now the best thing about playing Battlefield with Cameron is we did that other mission, Exfiltration, where you have to get to the VIP in the building without getting spotted by a person or a camera. Alright, so we went in blind the first time, and are you flipping me off, Cameron? You know what's coming, mate. You put your foot in your mouth in a big way. It was very funny. So you kill the first 4 enemies or 5 enemies, and then there's a camera you have to shoot. And I shot the camera. I'm like, no worries. We go up the stairs, and there's 2 cameras you have to shoot, and you have to shoot enemies at the same time, and you have to do them both at the same time so you count yourself in. And I missed the camera because you have to do this with a silenced pistol. I missed the camera.
4 times.
Cameron's holding. No, I didn't miss the camera 4 times. I shot 1 time and missed the camera.
Okay.
And we failed the mission because they got spotted.
I'm just going to quickly butt in. The first time, it was 4 times.
No.
Everything else you're saying is true, but the first time, it was 4 times.
No. I shot 1 time and we'd already failed. I couldn't get a second shot away. Anyway, so we get back and we go, all right, Cameron, you shoot the cameras. All right, you're so good at shooting the cameras. He's like, what are you doing? You shoot the cameras? And you're telling me how I'm not good at shooters. I'm like, all right, you shoot the cameras. And we go in and we shoot a camera, and Cameron misses it 4... Sorry, he hit it on the 4th time. He hit it the 4th time.
You're telling it wrong, but anyway.
But we go into the storage area, and there's like 2 shots to hit a camera, 2 shots to hit a camera, and then there was a run where he like got the first 4 cameras in all in a row. It was great. But anyway, it was just funny because right after Cameron's like, what are you doing? You can't hit a camera. He just misses it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Get the yips.
Yeah. It was funny because I didn't even say anything. I'm like, all right, we'll just see what happens. I should have recorded it, Cameron. I should have plugged my microphone in and made a clip of it.
Just that hit and run. It was hit and run, yeah? No.
I think it was hit and run, the helicopter one. Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about, the helicopter one?
Yeah, that whole first bit sequence.
Thankfully, we got it on the second go, but yeah, you just don't know what got the fail because I don't think we saw any people shooting at our guys. There was definitely no vehicles because they mark them with a big orange square. No idea.
You were flying pretty good for the most part. I was shooting pretty good for the most part.
That's true. That's a fair assessment of my flying. Yeah.
What did you guys think of the missions just in general?
First one to me was pretty. I really look.
The surprise tank on the first one is not fun either.
Yeah,
it smoked us. The first time we
from
played
the left-hand side, just like, all right, we've been run over. Why?
It's like, oh, there's an alleyway there. There's no way a tank could fit down that. Surprise!
Where's the next wave of enemies coming from? Oh, yes.
I was going to say.
You
want to go first? Or?
No, you go. It's all good.
The ones that I really enjoyed
was after this.
Yep. The ones that I really enjoyed were Fire in the Sky. Other than the obvious glitch. I mean, the second time we did that was just flawless. And then the which one's the garage?
The garage one, yeah, that was my favorite one too. We got to get out of the art gallery.
Yep. Yeah. And then even just looking up that song at the very end, that French song is just amazing.
Oh yeah, that song is cool. Yeah. We were talking about that. I think the missions were alright. I mean, I didn't really like the first one. Even though you're on a bridge and you can pick up a sniper, you're just too open and you just get downed all the time. But the rest of the missions I thought were pretty good, and there aren't many experiences where you can play Battlefield in co-op. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, I'd done most of the miscellaneous achievements, but I was happy to run through them again. They're pretty good. The other thing that I played this week is Halo 3. So I finished the rest of the campaign metagame scoring achievements. I had 1 or 2 left. I got in a session with Shadow and some others, and we did the DLC achievements. Shadow got very mad. I know you're going to talk about this when it's your turn, but maybe you want to jump in here.
I was going to say, like, pretty much mine and yours are too intertwined this week.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been that mad in a session at anybody.
I've never heard you that mad in a session.
I was going to say the audacity too. He messaged me the next day saying, "Hey, I need you for this. Can you come online?"
Did he? Whoa. Same guy.
Same guy.
Whoa.
So to set it up, we had a session. There was 4 of us in the session on TA, and a guy was messaging us like 15 minutes before the session that wasn't in there saying, "Can I join you?" And I was like, I don't know this guy, and he's not joined the session, so I didn't really want to. But the host was like...
Does his gamer tag start with an N by any chance?
No.
Okay.
I
So
can't
we
remember
had someone in
one
of our Destiny sessions, which was just a complete disaster, and yeah, that was the most painful 4 hours of my life. Anyway,
Was this the one that was on the in the?
You've never played
session?
with Brad.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shambles, that session, and Shadow got mad, and rightly so, might I say, but this guy came in at the last second. We needed to get 2 kills from the grave on the orbital map, and you know, any achievement we need to get a specific map to come up. So the host
add some context to that, because this was the second session.
Yes.
And the first session before, we only got orbital once out of 20 maps.
I don't know, but I got the achievement, and I think I was the only one on that map that got it
in the first week.
Yeah, in the first week.
Yeah.
So the host gets it, but he takes a really long time because it's real finicky. You know, you shoot a rocket launcher, and then someone bashes you in the back of the head, and it registers maybe 1 out of 10 times from the grave kill. We tried it with sticky grenades and had some more success. And then right in the last 30 seconds or 1 minute, you know, Cameron was due to go, and this new guy's like,
I had 3 minutes left. It was the second round of the match.
Yeah, we're playing a bomb map. Yeah.
Yeah. We had no, it was Capture the Flag the first time.
Was it?
Was it Capture the Flag? It was one of them.
Yeah, whatever, it's irrelevant. Whatever
Anyway,
one it was.
Irrelevant. Yeah. So what happened was, first of all, this guy's joined the session because he nagged the host. He's not on TA or anything. He's basically just absolutely nagged his way into the session. To which he's just like, yeah, fine, whatever. I'll do it to keep you quiet. Anyway, we finally get Orbital. We've got most of the DLC packs other than Orbital and I think some other bits and pieces. We get to the last 3 minutes of the match, and the host has said, alright, I'm going to go first. Alex has already done it at this point, so it's fine. And then it's just like, alright, Shadow's going to go next because Shadow's been here since week 1. It's like, cool. So this guy starts talking over me, and I'm just like, hey, just trying to find... Orbital's like a bit of a confusing map.
Yeah, it's a maze. I don't like it.
So trying to get everybody... Like, I've got the rocket launcher, I've got everything set up, trying to get everybody in the same spot, and this guy just...
You like flat maps, do you, Alex?
No, but I don't like ones that are just an absolute shambles like this Orbital one is. This is no good.
Confusing if you haven't played it on a few times. But, yeah, so I was just trying to get everybody into the same spot, and this guy keeps on just talking over me, to the point that he gets, I don't know, it was the host and somebody else in there.
I happened to be standing next to him.
Yeah.
And he's stuck. He threw a grenade up, stuck one of us, and died and got both kills. But the thing is, the thing that makes this worse is we were playing zombies before, and we needed 2 zombie achievements, and you have to kill 2 humans as a zombie. And in Infection, when you die as a human, you become a zombie. And Cameron got his second kill right as this guy sorted him. You were already losing it, and then your achievement popped, and you're like, "Oh, good."
I was just like, "Yeah, all right, I got the achievement. It's all good." But I just said, maybe next time you should ask, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next session when we did Orbital and all that happened, I was gonna say with it though. Even the host was messaging me like, "Oh, he's starting to get on my nerves." I'm just like, well, just kick him then. Just get rid of him. He's not in the session. Who cares?
Yeah, chuck another controller on.
But then I started harping up, and then we get to the next map, and it's orbital.
Yes.
So it's not
very
worse.
fortunate.
Yeah.
And we got a non-round based mode, so there was like 15 minutes of game time, and all we needed to do was just do that Death from the Grave for Cameron.
Yeah,
So it worked out.
Got
But
it.
the last thing we did is we did the Vidmaster annual. And it was a late Sunday night. Me, Cameron, and Mad Rock Katansky were all in the party, and we needed a fourth, because obviously you need 4 for it. And Dean, my friend, is like, yeah, don't worry, we'll get it done in half an hour. And it's getting late, and he hasn't installed it, and it's like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Half an hour, sure.
That's exactly what I said. I'm like, we're going to finish the last level on Legendary with the Iron Skull on, so that if you die, you go back, anyone dies, you go back to the checkpoint, and then finish the drive in Ghosts. I'm like, half an hour, you're dreaming. But we actually did it in 54 minutes, which is obviously nearly
That's
2 times.
very good.
But we got quite fortunate. There was ammo everywhere for some reason, which I don't remember there being ammo on that.
We
Legendary.
took it slow though. That was the main thing. Everybody that usually does it just rushes into it, and
Yes, Cameron didn't play Cameron style, so we got there. But I've only got 3 achievements left: the experience-based ones, the 7-on-7, and the 2 experience level ones. So I've got 535 Gamerscore this week, and bonus stat, 69 achievements left until I hit 95% and turn all DLC settings on. Yeah.
So,
Oh, you're still on pretend settings.
100 game bean dive
I
coming?
told you this, mate. No, I'm good. Cameron, what else have you been playing? Was there any other games you want to talk about?
I was going to say I've just done a bunch of like the easies as well as the usual suspects like Dirt Free and that kind of stuff this week. Finally got my 35 achievement in Dirt Free, so it's mainly just campaign. Halo Free, I've been doing Legendary just for the campaign with Mad. He's already got it all, so he's doing me a solid, helping me out. Halo 5, I helped Shadowed Sly in their HA Discord get his last 2, and I've got skulls to do, terminals, and 1 achievement, which is get 2 hunters off the ledge, I believe.
Oh, yep.
Which
That sounds terrible.
as soon as I get that done, that was started back in 2015, so that's going to be a nice one to clean up. Saying that, I spent a good hour trying to get the skull on the Sanghelios level today, and I just can't master that jump. It is very difficult. So what you have... You go,
Just
Matt?
like walk, but up.
Oh, now you know what you've been doing wrong, Cameron.
Activate Halo 3 skull.
Yeah.
Just fly over. Yes, yeah, you have to jump, then... What is it? Jump, sprint, and then ground pound.
How do you sprint after you jump?
That's exactly it. Like how? That's what I'm trying to figure out, Kirby.
Who has told you to jump and then sprint?
It's the boost. Yeah.
I will consult the guide.
Okay,
Got a
that's
guide.
different. That's not jumping and then having a little sprint in the air. That's using a bit of
He's
boost.
just Wile E. Coyoteing it, mate. He'll get it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll get it eventually, but it was just pain. Absolute pain. So Battlefield 3, pretty much just going through that stuff with Alex and Mad. And the last thing that I spent a lot of the weekend on was cleaning up the achievements that were going to be discontinued yesterday for WWE 2K19. I don't know why, my whole story deleted on me, so I had to redo that. And that wasn't fun.
It's probably for the best.
What, to get better, or...?
Well, there's such a good story. You get to experience it twice.
I think I got 10 matches in, and I'm just like... I actually am starting to understand what, like, it's not just button mashing.
I do not believe you, but sure.
It's not a fight, no, it's not a fighting game. It's a sports game.
It's
Is it though?
predetermined, okay?
It's yeah, they don't button mash.
They're all acting.
Yeah, don't break kayfabe. All right.
But, yeah,
The
finally...
Undertaker.
I finally got those 4 achievements. It cost me, I think, 15,000 to get into the PPV event. I think it took me like 30 tries to get it, but it finally pinned somebody down.
Like the win or
The
match?
Yeah, it took me 30 tries, but I was trying with a mid-50s character. When
I think my character's like 60. What was the match?
It was I don't know, free for all, free people. I don't watch WWE.
Triple threat. Okay.
Triple threat. Cool.
Yeah.
Something where they do the punching and the fighting and stuff and throwing each other around.
So in typical me fashion, I hopped out of the ring. I waited on the side of the ring, let them wear each other
up a bit, and then jump.
Classic.
Yeah, no, that's how I got it too.
That is a great strategy.
That is incorrect, though. That's not typical you fashion. That's the opposite of typical you.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is typical me fashion after I've already tried 25 times and getting very sick of it.
That's also incorrect. I played Dead Island with you.
Just keep running into it, mate.
Shock knives all day. Oh, whoops, I died. Throw another knife.
I was going to say, this weekend, just like that Halo 3 session, WWE is just getting under my skin a bit.
I told you to do WWE ages ago. I said, I don't know that you should start this now. You're going to need to do a pay-per-view. You should probably play a little bit every day to build up those stars, and then you'll be able to do it. And then you waited till 3 days before closure.
I brought it to the event, and I forgot it, so it's fine.
I mean, look, you get it by an inch or a mile, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Now I'm gonna start Onigo or whatever it is, and
Onigiri.
yeah, that's it. And I'll surely get the completion in the next 10 days.
Oh, that's a grind and a half, man.
Yeah, not a
I don't
chance.
think you'll be getting that in 10 days.
Is there anything I can really clean up in that in 10 days?
Just keep your money.
You
in
can
the bank,
dive
buddy.
it.
I mean,
What was that?
you get what you can, but that's a heck of a grind.
I dived it.
I think you're past the point
regret
of being
everything.
able to complete it, for sure.
I mean, just the synthesis achievements are going to take so long to be able to get the equipment, to get the stuff you need to do them. Oh, my man.
Yeah. You should try, though. I mean, who knows? Maybe prove us wrong, Cameron.
Report back next week.
Alright, maybe I should start Battleborn.
You've already started Battleborn, don't lie.
I know I
You
have.
spent diamonds or whatever premium currency because you had to. Whatever
I know,
it was, I don't
and now
remember.
I need to get it finished, but yeah. Anyway, so that's my week, and my score was 10,666.
The devil.
Once again, I reign supreme. I'm back.
So this is Kirby's
This
last
is-
episode.
Reminiscent of the first
I was going to say
52 episodes of the podcast.
It's not fair. My Vidmaster annual was worth 0 gamer score.
Yeah.
It's not
And you're
my
saying
fault you
mine
went for a
wasn't?
0-point crap.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible. Alright, let's quickly run through the sales and get to the extra special stuff that we've got happening today. So, the games leaving the Game Pass, Ashes Cricket, Rhyme, and Banner Saga 3. Apparently they're all leaving on the 31st of July. Forager was added July 16th. Mountain
good.
Blade Warband, July 16th. Carry On is coming on Thursday.
Windows 10
23rd.
and Xbox.
Yeah,
Stack.
23rd. It'll be announced. Oh, well, it's already been announced, but it'll be part
It
of
will be announced.
It's a lot of people excited about that one. I think was that the one Phil
That was the
Spencer
one
on
Phil
the
was
Devolver
with the
stream?
alien or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
stream is amazing.
Yeah. Golf with your friends on Windows 10 on the 23rd of July as well.
So good.
Grounded. Actually, have
Is
you
that
guys?
out?
No,
or is
no,
it just like
28th.
more beta
It's
stuff?
been a
I think
beta
it's
for ages, but I
preview,
think it's
isn't it?
actually going to be coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, that list is going to be awful.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't seen the list, but have you guys seen the spiders in that game?
Give me a bleeding edge kind of list.
No, it's going to be a Sea of Thieves list.
Yeah. No, thank you.
What with all the cryptic words in it? No, the cryptic.
No, but it's going to
Sea
be.
shanties.
It's going to be. You need to. This is your life now.
Yeah.
Turn in 1,000 chests. Oh, by the way, now it's 100.
So you're describing Elite here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's a live service MMO, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah, Elite.
It seems like it's going to be a live service.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves. Okay.
I really hope that it does well, because it seems like it's a pretty interesting game. I don't know that I'll ever play it, but
Who's doing it again? Is it Rare? Or is no? It's
No, it's
Obsidian.
Obsidian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Obsidian.
If only we had some kind of tool where we could look
Because
these things
Rare
up.
are doing
Yeah,
Everwild.
It's Obsidian, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, the rest of the games adding to Game Pass is Yakuza Kiwami 2, Nowhere Profit, and The Tourist, Tarragon's game, all on the 30th of July.
Yeah,
Rare
Tourist.
is doing Everwild. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Tourist is great. It's a little indie game. I played it on the Switch all the way through. Yeah, well worth it. I had a look at the list as well. The list doesn't look like it's going to be particularly difficult. It's mostly just complete the game, and there's a couple of extra little challenges to do. But
So it's not the film with Johnny Depp.
no, I don't even know what film you're talking about, but it's not that.
The Tourist.
Yeah.
I googled it looking for the game, and the movie came up. Okay. Without having any context, what's the Rotten Tomato score?
23.
Okay, Matt says 23.
Of Tourist.
Yeah.
Or the Tourist,
For the Tourist.
or the movie? The movie or the game?
For the movie. I don't think video games get a Rotten Tomato score, do they?
No, I guess not. They should.
That's Metacritic, isn't it?
Well, there's a Metacritic score as well, but we won't worry about that. Rotten Tomatoes is the
Let's say I'm going to go with a high of 8%.
8%. Okay, we got an 8 from Cameron, 23 from Matt.
38.
This is just pure closest as well, by the way.
38.
Not
38%.
30. Okay,
42.
38 for Tarragon.
Oh, wait, you went 38. All right,
Yeah,
I'll
we
go
said it at
31
the same
then.
time. We can share.
All right, we'll share
Okay.
38.
The winner is Matt. It got a 20%.
It was bad. It was real bad. But it also, like, one of the European... Was it not Golden Globes? Whatever that European thing... I don't know. Basically, no movies came out that year. So they were like, this needs to have some sort of award. So I remember that Ricky Gervais, like, super bagged on it.
Golden Globes.
I think it was the
my
Golden
God.
Globes.
I can see the awards we got. People's Choice Award for Favorite Movie Actor. And it was for Johnny
favourite
Depp.
movie.
We like Johnny Depp,
Actor.
so therefore...
Favorite movie actor.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Sorry. Now that go on about The Tourist, because I'm actually. What kind of game is it?
I would call it a sort of an action adventure with some puzzly kind of elements.
Okay.
But it's not really. There's some
hard
combat,
to
but it's not really
define.
major. Mostly it's just sort of puzzling and exploration, pretty much.
So pretty chill.
Yeah, very chill. Yeah.
Great.
Wow, I'm glad Google searching tourist on TA does not bring it up.
It's
Tourist
it's got
has a Y,
It's got a
yeah.
Y instead of an
Yeah.
I. So yeah,
I bet. I in my head it did, and I didn't write that.
yeah. Maybe the SEO needs a bit of tweaking.
Oh, I recognise this game now.
This is the exact same as me looking up No Knock Raid achievement on YouTube and getting some really sus videos.
I was gonna say, mate, this is not the time to be looking that kind of stuff up.
Just make it your
Oh,
background.
boy. Okay. All right, well, the Gamerscore games for this week, we'll just pop through them. If anyone wants to jump in, do that. Bear With Me, The Lost Robots, 50% off,
Get
$3.77.
the
the
complete
complete
edition.
Yep, I was
There
going
we
to say.
go. Which is where is
It's
it?
basically that plus the DLC, and it's like
For
it's
$11. Oh, I'm looking at Australian prices.
yeah, it's
Dang
like
it.
$8 or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$7.49.
It's also on sale this week. Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
do that. That's what I was doing. I just wanted to see if you guys are paying attention.
Yep.
Bunny Parking is 35% off, $3.89. Hero Express, 75% off, $124. Light Fairy Tale Episode 1. Oh, God, what a name. 50% off, $4.99.
Sorry, you mean Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah, I was gonna say Final Fantasy VII Chibi Edition. Yeah.
Light Fairy Tale Episode 1, The Reckoning 2. X.
Yeah, exactly.
Deluxe.
This time it's personal.
100 Ways, 60% off, $3.99. Pixark, 50% off, $29.97. I think that might be in Australian dollars, Cameron. I think it's $20.
No, it's expensive.
No, I know it's expensive. I was looking at it before, and I'm pretty sure it was $19.99. I'm like, that's 50% off. This game's
Yeah,
$40.
$20 on sale,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
But,
crazy talk.
like, it was free for, like, a week because it was still in game preview or something, and anyone who got it free then got the full version.
Because it was an
For
hour
free.
trial, wasn't it?
You can, there's an hour.
No,
There's still an hour trial.
You can
for it.
do it in the hour trial, but like the game itself was free for a short time because I know my game share partner got it because I was at work when it switched over from not being free, from free to paid.
We've got Retro Tanks, 30% off $4.19. Snaky Bus, 33% off $8.03.
Oh, Snaky Bus. Cameron, you are terrible. That was like 2 tries to get into that building.
I was hoping someone was going to bring it up again.
Yes.
2 tries.
Moving along, Stone.
The first time I
25%
didn't
off.
jump far enough because the jumping is a bit terrible. But then the second time, like, I didn't go, it's definitely this building way over here.
I was looking for your tag today. You did not have the completion when I looked.
No, I've got the 420. I need the 420.
420. Sorry.
I think I got 398 when, like, I was just driving, and I guess the back of my bus grew into some of my body, and I just got thrown off.
Yep, it'll do that.
Yeah,
It's not fun, that one.
yeah, 398.
Okay. Well, there's Stoned for 25% off $14.21, and Walking Dead 75% off $3.74.
Stone is good. Stone's about a koala detective.
Yes, it is. Who
He's
likes
stoned.
some substances. My recommendation for this week is the Lego Harry Potter collection, 75% off, $9.99. Tarragon, what about you?
Well, I think it's no secret that I really like the Batman series. The Batman Arkham Collection is $15 for basically 3 entire games plus all of the DLC, and that seems like a steal to me, if I didn't already own them. Yeah, go do that now.
Just buy them again.
I can't. I would if I could.
Look, Warner Brothers, AT&T has a lot of bills to pay, so just buy as many of their games as possible.
That's exactly it.
Or just wait for Xbox to buy Warner Brothers and it'll get added into Game Pass, maybe.
All right.
And
My
Matt?
recommendation.
Oh, yes, Kirby, that's what I said.
Yep. My recommendation, much like myself, Genetic Disaster. It's just a
Well, you're
shmup.
not wrong.
It's pretty fun. Haven't even bought it yet, and I recommend it just from the name alone. Not many people have played it. 58 on TA. It's been out since the end of May.
Has anybody
It is
completed
completable.
Okay.
It's completable. Apparently, it's not hard, but it's just got low numbers, and I'm sure people will have like played it and then got, I'll come back to it later, and then never did because that's how these things go. But none of the achievements look ridiculous. Beat the game, kill a bunch of enemies, unlock all perks. Yeah.
Alright.
Be like me.
Matt, what's your recommendation?
Hitman 2 Gold Edition, 80% off $19.99. So that is Hitman 2 with all the DLC. And if you happen to own Hitman 1, you also get the Legacy packs, which has all the original maps added to the second game. So if you've unlocked something in one of the other missions, you can actually bring it into the old missions as well. So you basically get the entire first game as part of the second game, which does mean you have to play through it all again.
And it
if you
has
want all the
achievements, right?
Yes.
Those legacy.
Yeah, so that means essentially you need to replay the whole game, which I've got it sitting there waiting to do, but it's a big investment, obviously. But for that price, it's a great deal.
Alright. And Matt, you're going to surprise us. Sorry, Matt. Cameron. Why did I say Matt? Cameron, you're going to surprise us all with your recommendation?
I was going to say, no surprises here. Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Add-on, because the game is in
It's
Game
not
Pass.
your turn.
Because the game is in Game Pass, so you may as well pick up the DLC for Fortune Island and Lego Speed Champions. 60% off for $28.
And
Those are
Warren,
the DLCs.
what are you recommending?
I'm recommending Starpoint Gemini Warlords because it's another of those amazing aerial combat games. And if you're trying to get onto that leaderboard and you want to play Elite Dangerous, you might as well play this too.
I've got the second, because the second one's there's like a Gemini 2, right? And then there's Warlords. They're separate games.
Correct.
I think I have Gemini 2.
Okay, I think I have Gemini 2 as well.
Gemini 2, I've played that one a lot more, so I want to get into Warlords.
Okay. Let me know how it is, because I might start it at some point.
Alright. In terms of what we're buying this week, I'm nothing. Matt, presumably nothing.
Nope.
Cameron?
I'm going to pick up Sky Hill and maybe Civ 6.
Tarragon?
I'm just looking at what I've actually already bought. I picked up Tyler Model 05, Bear With Me, the collection, Dead Age, which I've already played and don't think much of, and Active Neurons, but that wasn't on sale, so yeah, that's me.
Warren?
I'll be grabbing Starpoint Gemini Warlords.
Very good. Chin?
I'm looking at Genetic Disaster, Hovership Havoc, Monster Viator, Quest Hunter, The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, Tactics, because I know it's an awful game and I watched the show on Netflix and enjoyed it. The Last Door Complete Edition, and I think possibly also this. I don't know if there's achievements tied to it. There is. The Surge 2 Season Pass I think I'm going to get on the review account because we definitely got a code for the Surge 2.
Nice.
I may as well get the Season Pass there so that it benefits everyone.
All
So
right.
that new job must be working out pretty well then, buddy.
It's good, except I hate my life. No, I really enjoy it, but it's just if everything didn't come at the exact same time, be fine. If it was spaced out throughout the day, but it's like, oh, cool, I'd do nothing until like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then I have 200 to 300 things to deal with.
Well, that's all.
Yeah, but each thing takes 2 minutes.
It's feast or
so.
famine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's worth mentioning as well, there is a big Warner Brothers sale up on up to 70% off on the sales. So maybe that's foreshadowing for Xbox buying Warner Brothers. Maybe, probably not. Who knows? All right. That was such a great tease. No, that doesn't fit with the narrative, Chin. I can't get there. No.
Stick to the script, mate.
Is that
Alright.
coming from your uncle that works at Xbox?
Oh yes, yeah. I forgot that my uncle works at Xbox. I'll just have a quick chat with him. He's going to ban your account as well, Cameron, just for being rude. Okay.
Aw.
This is Sony. Give me your password.
Yes.
Actually, that's a very good point before we move on. I have
No,
had,
I don't want to hear it.
I did have a PlayStation for I think like 2-3 years ago that had 2-step verification on it.
Right.
In the last week, you just can't say it. In the last week, I think I've received 20 to 30 text messages of somebody trying to access my account.
Have you thought about changing your password?
I mean, it's working because it sends me the messages for the verification.
Yeah, but
No,
you
that's
don't
not.
get the,
Yeah.
you don't get the 2FA if it's like somebody's breached your password and they're failing on the 2FA. So change your password and you won't get any more 2FA requests. It means somebody has your password.
Do you think Sony
New
just
games,
really
Alex?
likes you? Hey?
Like you
You
can't.
mentioned new games coming out this week.
Is there anything worth mentioning?
Yes, Mr. Masagi Mayo Edition.
Mayo edition.
It's from the.
Is there anything worth
it's-
mentioning?
It's from the same developers who made I Am Mayo on the PlayStation.
I never would have
which
guessed
is a
that.
pressing A simulator. This looks.
Is it the one where there's a finger just clicking a mayonnaise jar?
Yeah, that's I Am Mayo. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
This one seems like kind of a dating sim. Like you rejected a date on Linger, matched a date on Linger, got a low intensity massagee, got a high intensity massagee.
It sounds
3
awesome.
stars with all these people.
And by awesome, I mean not-
Game of the year.
Yeah,
Got a
that's,
massagee with Dorothy.
alright.
Got a massagee with Cake Chan.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I suddenly know what my 1.5 million game's going to be then.
Yeah.
Get to make woohoo with all
Oh,
these.
speaking of cake, have you guys seen the "everything is cake" meme?
Yes.
No.
It's awful, isn't it?
I'm questioning my very existence.
Okay.
The rest of you, no?
No.
No. Post it in the Discord.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it again. Everything is cake. It hurts.
Alright. Let's go through the milestones. We'll go through the question, then we'll hit the additional content. So, Fight Club has made 7,500 achievements. Daniel JJ14, 22,000 achievements won. ChinDocta, 28,000 achievements won. Calevra? I'm can you, Calevra, can you just write into us and tell me how to say your name? Because I'm just going to butcher it every time. But Calevra has made 350,000 Gamerscore. Daniel JJ 700,000 Gamerscore. Shadowless Edge 420,000 Gamerscore. Blaze up, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got there just in time.
Yes, you did.
That's all I wanted to do for episode 100. Get to 420.
Very good. What the Fug has reached a new milestone of 800,000 True Achievement Score. XLEX Jester, not to be confused with LA Jester, they're two different people. 300 games played. Hat 9. Shit. Hat 90 has completed 50 games. Homer has completed 100 games. Doughboy has completed also 100 games. And I have completed 420 games, so I did a little blaze up as well while I was there.
Did I miss the memo where we're all trying to like get 420 something? I feel like I'm missing out here.
Yeah, I was way too blazed to read that one. So couldn't see through the haze, you know.
What the Fug has reached a completion percentage of 62%. Mark B has reached 64%. McLovin Legend has reached 69%. Valak has reached 81%. And Spazpol, funnily enough, 84%. Ahazo, 182-day achievement win streak, which is a new personal best. I just thought I'd include that one. I like that one.
Do you remember when he was Alkline and a terrible person? Now he's Ahazo and he's great.
No, I don't remember that.
I don't think it was ALK. Was it LEIN?
Wasn't it like Alkaline 1 or
Alkaline.
Alkaline? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he was a terrible person. Now he's not Alkaline. He's Ahazo and he's great.
Okay. I don't remember that. Lord Chabello is on an 8,000 achievement win streak, and Mad Eye Pad Eye, no surprise, 2,700-day achievement win streak. How many years is that, Chin?
7.
Yeah.
7 and a bit.
I don't know. I didn't work it out. I just said,
he got it in 1. Don't even worry about it.
Quick maths.
I can tell you.
Don't fact check.
I can tell you exactly. 7 years, 145 days. Anyway.
That's what I said.
Yeah. except that's not exactly accurate. But anyway, that's a guess.
He rounded.
It's missing leap years, that calculation.
I just mumbled, right?
Alright. The last two achievements, Mark B is now in the top 100 England True Achievement Leaderboard for Connect. Funnily enough, not having played Connect games in recent times, he was talking about it in the milestone tracker. He's not sure how that happened. And the best milestone is that Real Gamerscore's reached 100 episodes. So thank you everyone that listens to us. Thank you everyone that's been a part of the show.
That's pathetic.
Thank you.
Next celebration.
What's pathetic?
The next celebration will be at 420 episodes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously.
And every episode leading up to it, buddy.
Yeah. You just wait till season 3 kicks in.
Oh no.
We've got a question from Isaac as well. I think maybe in thoughts of time, maybe we should hold this over to next week as well.
7-hour podcast. Go.
No, not 7-hour podcast.
Okay. So Isaac says, my new job is pretty nice. Less hours, less responsibilities, less stress, and about the same amount of pay. That sounds like a pretty nice job. But now I have a really long commute. It would be great to use that time to get achievements, but xCloud and console streaming aren't available yet. You're in Japan, they should be. I think Japan was on that next rollout. Do you think that'll be released for everyone with the Series X launch? I know Cameron is in the Insider program, so does he or any of you have any experience with either of those services? And would you be taking advantage of either of those once they release? Thanks for the show, as always. Cameron put a big email from the ambassadors. I think I got that email too. Because I joined the ambassadors program to see if I could, and I could.
Yeah, ambassadors so low. Ambassadors is not hard to get into. I'm an alpha skip ahead. Have been for a little while now. Unfortunately, I can't take advantage of xCloud because it's locked to Android, and I don't have an Android device, so I can't test it.
Do you know why? Because I do.
Yeah, I know why, because there's basically limits in what they can release for developer. It's a development limitation, basically, with iOS. They need to go into test flight, and there's limitations on how many people they can invite to use it and stuff like that.
No.
So that's what I heard.
No. Because I there's a friend of the show that works at Apple, not at head Apple. He works at Apple in one of the Apple whatever different country. Essentially, iOS store policy, and this was brought in to prevent Stadia. Each app can only stream a single title.
Right.
So your app can only stream a single title. So if you have xCloud, which can stream hundreds of titles, you need an app for each game, and you can only stream the game if it's essentially first party developed and have the license, like all those licenses that come with being first party.
So basically so massively restrictive that it's useless.
Yeah. That's so.
That
is so dumb.
It will likely change because. But essentially, it was there to block Stadia getting on, and has sort of the side effect of blocking xCloud.
Well, that kind of sucks. But yeah, anyway, I haven't been able to take advantage of it. As for
videos are playing. Sorry.
As for whether it'll be available at Series X launch, I'd be very, very surprised if it's not. I'd be very surprised if it's not. That seems to be something they're pushing. They've recently been talking about it and linking it to the Ultimate Game Pass. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be. They've been testing it extensively. So yeah.
So they said that it's going to be September, right? That they're going to be officially releasing it. So that would probably tie in with when they might actually launch the console as well. To be honest. Would probably make sense.
If it were me and I was running that, I'd probably want it to release a bit before the console, because you're going to be getting a lot of hammering of various services, and they want to iron out a few kinks before they then release a new console, which will have its own kinks. So I would say it's going to be before. There's no reason not to expect that the Xbox Series X will release in November, like every other console that they've released in the last decade and a half. Anyway,
there we go.
I think that makes sense.
In September. I'm just confirming.
Yeah, the xCloud.
So, what do we think the cost will be? Because it's included with Game Pass Ultimate. What do we think the cost would be separately?
Probably $10 a month.
$10 a month.
Seems reasonable.
I'm assuming that, like this. I'm wondering if it might be related to what they've done with Xbox Live and taking down Gold, and they might just replace Gold with Gold plus xCloud. So it's like, hey, you get your streaming stuff, and if you want games for your streaming stuff, here's the Ultimate Bundle where we tie it all in together. Because essentially, I think part of the problem that they're going to have is saying, hey, pay for online, pay for streaming, and also pay for Game Pass all separately gets a bit much to handle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would definitely use the console streaming. I have a program on my Mac that essentially within a local network will do it, where I can stream to my Mac, so I don't have to be at my console. That works reasonably well. Like, it's not fantastic, but for the majority of the time, it's playable, even with semi-Twitch stuff. Like, I played Realm Royale on it. I usually used to use it a lot for when I was doing Lies of Astaroth fairly actively, because it was like that required no Twitch anything. If it even works close to like even marginally better than that, then, and I can do it outside of my house and not be on the same network, console streaming is going to be fantastic for me.
Yep, I'll use the console streaming too.
I'm hoping that I can console stream to my Switch. That would kind of be the best of both worlds.
I'm hoping for that too. Yeah.
That would be pretty
like
good.
Chin, I've used an app on my Windows PC and on LAN, but I would totally use it if it works similarly, on an actual network. That'd be amazing if it would work like that. So yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to pay extra for the ability to just like stream when I'm on the go or at a friend's house or whatever. Especially I do a lot of bus rides, so I mean, to be able to just have something like that, throw up a game on my leave it open on the Xbox and just keep playing on the way to work or whatever. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Anyone else want to jump in on that before we go?
Yeah, just I don't know. So, what kind of release? Because obviously, Microsoft's talking about. They say, "Hey, we want you to be able to play games everywhere." Now it's basically just Android devices for now. But how far-reaching do you think the xCloud stuff is going to be? Like, people joke about being able to play games in your Samsung fridge, but is that going to be a reality?
That runs Android, doesn't it?
I mean, it does, right?
And I think, funnily enough, Sony TVs run Android.
Right.
So
pretty much
theoretically,
any
you
smart
could
TV,
have your
yeah.
you'd be playing Xbox on your Sony.
I mean, I play Xbox on my Sony right now.
Well, I think if they can, this isn't going to make sense
Chin's
to
out. Chin's gone.
anyone outside.
I have a Sony TV.
This isn't going to make sense to anyone outside of Victoria, but I saw a video where they were running the original Doom game from 1993, I think it is, on the a MyKey, which is our ticketing system in Melbourne. So what you do is you get your card. It's like the London system, but it doesn't work anywhere near as good. You get your card, you touch it on, and there's a screen that tells you, you're touched on, it's called, and you touch off when you leave.
And your balance and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. But there was a video, someone was running Doom on a MyKey machine. So I don't know what kind of software it runs, but I think if that's any indicator, then probably it's going to be far-reaching.
I'm looking forward to playing Halo on every screen possible in my house.
I'm just curious about that. How do they actually control it? Do they have to touch on to turn left and then touch off to turn right? How do you fire?
They don't show it.
It's really expensive.
But
every station.
I think that there's. Yeah, it is. It's the gaming future. The microtransactions everywhere. I'm pretty sure there's a cable out the bottom of the screen, and presumably that's a keyboard and mouse because you hear them pressing the keys.
Can I play it on my Google Glass?
Yes, but you wouldn't want to.
Maybe.
I already see
I don't
demons
have
when
Google
I close
Glass,
my eyes.
but if I did, I would definitely want to use xCloud for it.
No, get a HoloLens.
That would actually be pretty close to ideal. Just lie in bed, control in your hand, looking up at the ceiling with Google Glass.
So you're talking about you just want a VR headset, basically.
Yeah, but a VR headset that doesn't
give you the
rid of
weird
everything
mark
else
on your
Impede your
face.
vision.
because my eyes don't work with that. The VR headset I have right now does not work properly. I'll tell you that right now. Not because of anything it is doing wrong. When you can't see both screens, you don't get that VR experience.
Right, yeah, that doesn't help.
You get an awkwardly flat world that you can kind of interact with. Apparently PSVR is pretty good for it though, for that sort of stuff with vision issues.
Okay.
I'm not going to get a console to try, but
yeah, I wonder if a lot of VR you can, the more advanced ones, you can actually tune one side or the other depending on what your vision is doing. So yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't come with someone who asks you if it's clearer or just blacker and smaller.
What?
I think we're getting off track now. So,
Matt, from what I'm aware of, blacker is never smaller.
And there goes the age rating.
Edit this in post. Edit this in post. Edit this.
Explicit.
xCloud. As far as running it on everything, it will really depend on whether they can get it working in a browser. If they can get it running in a browser reliably, then that means it will run on basically anything. If it has to be specific apps for specific services, then that will limit it. But yeah, I could see it. I could see it with modern browsers being a possibility.
All right. Well, I think we've definitely answered that question. And the next card we've got here, you've titled Lies, Damn Lies and Statistics, Tarragon. A little special segment from you.
Ah, yes. All right. So, way back in the distant past, I started a podcast called zzUrbanSpaceman. And the very first episode of that, we talked about what makes a good Gamerscore. So I kind of wanted to raise that topic again because times have changed. It's been 4 or 5 years since we did that podcast. And, Xbox One releases and Radalaika and various other ways of boosting your gamer score is out there. So I just want to pose the question to everyone. What actually is a good gamer score these days?
Well,
I would say anything above 970,667. If you're above that, then yeah, I would say
it's an oddly
that's
specific number.
Yeah, I'm an
Matt
oddly
laughs
specific
at
person.
Where would he have pulled that number from?
It's definitely not one less than what I'm at. I don't remember what I said initially. I know I said
You said
like,
an absurdly high
I think
number.
I think it was like 200-300, but I knew it was more of a personal metric.
So I remember back when I used to listen to the show before I was on it. I remember you guys talking about this in episode 3 or 4, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I remember you guys talked about you saying 100,000 was something that was once you hit that, you are relatively serious about the achievement hunting. Whether that's a good score or not is up for debate. But I think that's kind of the mark of saying, hey, this is someone who's dedicated to this thing that we do in some way.
So my question there is the only reason we think of that way is because it just happens to be a significant number in human terms.
Yeah. That's the movement into 6 digits.
Yeah, exactly. So, but is that actually to be considered to, what actually makes a good, someone serious about achievements is my question really. Is 100,000 is like a benchmark, but it's not necessarily you are serious about achievements. You could be serious about achievements and have a much lower gamer score than 100. So, yeah, and I guess where's that line? So 100k is just kind of like one of those people plucked it out of the air as this is a benchmark. And when the Xbox 360 first launched and there were only 50 games, 100,000 seems like a huge figure. Nowadays, not so much. But yeah,
100,000 was top 25%, 30%, something like that.
Probably back then.
Back when we first did it. It was a lot more than just 50%. There was a lot smaller percentage above 100,000.
Yeah. So just looking at the percentiles, I've got percentiles. I did when I originally did this back for zzUrban. That was back at late 2015. I revised it back in 2018. I think for the start of this podcast. So back in 2015, 100,000 was just a pinch below the 90th percentile. So that means that 90% of the people on that leaderboard would be less than 100,000.
You were in the top echelon at that point, even.
Yeah. In 2018, that actually dropped. So it was now the 85th percentile, roughly. So basically, anybody at 100,000 is in the bottom 85%. Current scores, though, where do you think that's gone now? It's been trending down. How far do you think it's gone?
Yeah.
80.
75.
I don't think it's probably gone down that much. I don't think it would have dropped that much.
I don't think it's dropped that much because we had a surge of lower.
That is true.
Yeah,
Oh wait, no, that would have.
Well, we had there was a big surge with the True Achievements Decade of Gaming thing. There was a huge amount of people who caused an influx. So yes, that have to take that into account.
That's true.
So at least on the site, I wouldn't think it's dropped below 80%, 80th percentile.
All right. Well, it's currently at the 83.86th percentile. So it's still trending down from where it was, but it's certainly hasn't dropped as far.
It's only been 2 years as well.
Well, yeah, but 2 years. But then the previous one was it was 89, and in 2 years' time it was 85, and now it's only down to 83. But that's again we've had a big
were it not for that massive influx, it probably would have been a much larger drop, but.
Yeah, it probably would have. Interesting, I've actually got the stats on the amount of people who were on the leaderboards at those times as well. So in 2015, late 2015, there were 310,000 odd people on the leaderboard. 2018, that was 393,000. Currently, there are 534,000. So there's been a big spike.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a 2% drop, but it's also that percentage represents a larger number as well now.
Yep. Yeah, so...
I mean, and also the other thing is that gamer scores only go up. It's the other thing to remember is that people are always adding to it no matter what, even if it's small. Well, okay.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
In an ideal situation.
Ideally, yes, your gamer score should only be going up. I mean, maybe not up too much at one time. But
Yeah,
also,
but
you know, but
24
Shen-
hours a day, 7 days
is
a
a
week,
week, yeah.
365.
But you can.
weeks a year.
I guess the thing is, you can push that percentile up. If you want to get your number into the higher percentiles, you just need to register a lot of dummy accounts on TA. That'll work.
that'll do it. Yeah.
Because it's not like I put one in every year to do something with a bean dive that's quite questionably ethically. I wouldn't do that.
I had 23 tags.
It's all
for
graded
that
on the
Chess
curve
Ultra
anyway. Don't
achievement.
worry about it.
So just some other stats then. So talking about 100K, we've already worked out where that is percent. Like that's the 83rd percentile, 84th percentile, basically.
Yep.
So where do you think 50,000 gamer score is?
Okay.
90.
I'm going to go 70th.
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah.
70th percentile. So 70% of people are less than 50k, essentially, or whatever.
I would,
whatever it is.
Yeah, I actually say 70. I would say 75.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm gonna go 60.
I'll take 65 for.
All right. So the percent.
66.
Okay.
All right, Cameron, you don't get a choice. You don't get a vote. This is not your part of the show.
All right. So it is actually at 59.28.
Wow.
You have all overbid.
That is very
no one
close
gets the
to
item.
60.
Yeah. Interestingly enough,
Cameron bet $1, so
it just the way the stats lined up this year, 75,000 is actually at basically the 75th percentile. So,
Oh, okay, right.
yeah, was a funny one.
that's a big drop from 75,000 to 50. Then
Yeah, well, 60 for that. And what about 25,000? Where do you think that comes in?
20th percentile.
I'd say 30.
40.
35.
50, anyone?
Alex doesn't understand how this game works.
All right, that's actually at the 33rd percentile. So it's basically one third of people are 25,000 gamer score or less. Now I've got another stat here. Unfortunately, I can't get averages. I can only really get median. I could basically get an average. I would need to go and scrape the leaderboard for every single score and then divide it by the number on there. And that's just not really feasible. What I can get is a median.
So it sounds like you could.
I could, but I'm not. It's like I'm
But
not
I
going
will
to.
not. I
Yeah.
refuse, is what you should say.
But what I can do is get a median. Now, the median score is basically the 50th percentile. It's the smack bang in the middle of the leaderboard. Now, given you've got all those other stats already, what do you think the median gamer score is? So, half of the people are higher than this, half of the people are lower than this.
50k was 60, 25k was 30.
60? 60,000?
He doesn't know how this game works.
I don't know. 59.93 is pretty close to
37,000.
60%. I reckon that's
37,000.
42,000.
Yeah, let's just say 40 then. Split the difference.
35,000.
Because Alex bet a number that was bigger than the 60th percentile.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, Matt's the closest. It is 39,565.
wait, what did you? Oh, you said 40, didn't
40,
you?
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So he went over.
Let's go up the board a bit. So, what do you think's at the 90th percentile?
Nowadays.
So that means that 90% of people
It
are.
used to be 100K.
Yeah, it used to
It
be.
used to be 100k. 100k's at 83 now.
130.
150.
120.
220.
220.
120.
I'm going high.
Yeah.
I reckon it's. I just feel like, again, it's subconsciously that once you get 100,000, you start pumping up those numbers.
It's true. It is true.
So that all I guess
It's
is.
going to be very
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, it is actually 127,292.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's-
Minus,
What did
give,
you
give
hear?
or take 100,000, sure.
I don't think you know how this game works, Ching.
All right. So, keeping.
So what did you guys hear?
I heard 477,000. No.
Wait, what's half of my score? That's what the 90%.
All right. So let's ramp it up again. What's the 99th percentile?
Oh, that's got to be
Okay.
99. You'd be looking at like 780 probably.
Nah, 500K.
No, it's less
How many
than
people on site? 530,000 on site.
Yeah, 534,000 on the
So,
leaderboard.
Yeah, so 600.
Yeah, so top 10% is going to be your top 53,000. You're at like 620,000 for that.
Well, I've got. If I'm working backwards, I know I'm.
Yeah, where are you on the leaderboard?
Yeah, I'm no
less
help
than
because I'm
mine.
at 234.
Yeah, unfortunately,
so
my numbers are not helpful for this. So.
It's less than mine, and I'm at 478,000. So
Wait,
I would guess 375.
I think he's cheating.
I'm just doing
using his
quick
head.
maths.
You're in finance, aren't you?
A little
I'm
bit.
going to say 420. Keep it the same.
Yeah, there you go.
Please.
All right. The 99th percentile is 328,716.
Wow.
Just got to bump that up another 100k.
Yeah. So what I find interesting there is that there's only 1% of people are higher than that, is what that works out to be. So once you're getting over that,
really overestimate how good we are
Yeah,
at getting games scored.
well, so it's not necessarily good. It's just more dedication, I guess. But yeah, these numbers were surprisingly low given how dedicated some people are. And I guess the problem is that we are always looking at the people who are the most dedicated.
yeah.
So
when the top is at 2.3 million, you just
Exactly.
that's your baseline.
yeah, so a couple other. So I'm not going to go into the thousandth percentiles. That's just getting silly because we sort of get into basically my next benchmarks are like 99.8, 99.89, 99.93. It gets silly. So I'll just ask how many people on site have 1 million gamer score or more?
Oh, I know it's
70.
about 125.
Yeah, it's got at least 100.
Yeah,
I know this number. Oh, I don't know it exactly, but I'm keeping track.
I would say it would be. Is it really?
Because I need to know
would
where
say
I'm
need
at.
to know, of
160.
course. Yeah.
I
I
want to say
know.
160.
I need to know where I'm placed.
Yeah,
I know
that
it's
makes
about 125.
160.
Yeah, I guess maybe 130 then.
All right, it's 173.
Wow.
That high.
I was going
by
to
a
say,
lot.
the only reason I know this is that somebody on another podcast was mentioning theirs
Oh, yeah, that
quite a while
podcast I
ago.
don't listen to.
Yeah, all right. Well, what about 1.5 million?
There are.
Ooh.
Hang on.
Matt, you're not there yet, are you?
No, I'm not, and I'm just
And
below
you know
it.
what rank you are,
Yep.
so you...
So I'm just. So I think there are 20.
Give us the answer.
Well, okay, no, we're a Gamerscore, not True Achievement Score. I need to
But
remind
still, that's going to be
like
reasonably
20 maybe?
correlated.
myself. Yeah. I'd say there's probably about 30.
I'm going to go 31.
34.
Anyone else? It's 26 at the moment. So,
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay.
Still.
all right, last one. How many have got 2 million?
4.
There's
5.
5 people. Celtic Force is the lowest.
Yeah, there are 5. So I figured somebody would probably know that because they're keeping an eye on the leaderboards.
Always keep an eye on that one.
So I'm going to gloss over the True Achievement Score. I've got the same info for True Achievement Score as well. I'm not sure how interested you are in that, but we can just have a look at things like the median. So median TA, so it's the 50th percentile. Want to have a stab at it?
All right, what was median gamer score?
It was 39,565.
Median?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember
it's
that.
39k.
Okay,
so
so
that's
then-
going to be like
Okay.
50?
If we're using site ratio average,
70,000.
I'm gonna say
1.6 is the
I'm gonna
site
say
average.
60.
50.
18,000. It's going to be 57,000-ish.
61,470 is the median.
Check your boy out. That's 3. That's 3. It's not a competition, but that's 3.
So,
what, me getting it right.
so again, 90th percentile.
Not helpful.
So
Sorry,
I think
go. What was the median score again for
No.
90th?
the 90th percentile on Gamerscore was 127,000-ish. So 90th percentile on True Achievement Score.
210,000.
250.
180,000.
220.
195.
So Alex is pretty much right on the money, 211,545. And the
Check your boy.
99th percentile then. So the gamer score was
This is where I
320
start coming
328,716 was the 99th percentile for gamer score.
567,000.
530,000.
All right, 550,000 now.
Wow, I was going to go way higher than this, but you guys are making me second guess it.
I'm using a little bit of math.
I'm going to go 650.
All right, the answer is 585,238.
That's pretty good.
And bonus questions.
So that means...
Sorry, yeah?
No.
No, you go.
No.
But
That means the site average ratio, they're doing better than.
yeah, well,
Or was it
I would-
1.55 now or something?
I would say that
1.6, I think is...
the site average ratio is probably
actually.
not a linear
No.
equation when you're talking about Gamerscore to true achievements once you're getting into the higher echelons. So yeah, it might be the average, but the average is brought down because a lot of people are on the lower spectrum.
I'm under site average. Oh, God, no.
Bum,
I am
bum.
1.5833.
Oh,
Site
Yeah, but
average
don't
is
forget, you play more than the
1.5869.
site average of Radalaika.
Yeah, well, that's why. Yeah.
You play all of it.
I am point 0.0036 lower than site average.
Yeah, I'm heading that way too, unfortunately.
So
Bad.
one bonus question for true achievement score. How many people have got more than 4 million?
Oh, Jesus.
4 million TA.
Oh, I was just looking at it.
3.
It's going to be like 2 or 3.
4 people. 4, maybe.
I'm going to say 400.
400?
400?
4 million?
Wait, what?
400 people
Cameron,
have
was it
more than
400?
4 million true achievement score.
How many people have got 4
Sorry,
million
who's got
TA?
more than 4 million? I thought you said 1 million, sorry.
Well, I can tell you.
Yeah, it's 4.
Well, for 1 million, that's 1,000. Well, it's 1,100-ish. But yeah, 4 million is only 2 people. Smirnov's one of them. I forget who the other one is, but yeah,
Red.
Stallion
it is
and
actually. It
Redemption.
would be.
Redemption.
Yeah,
Wait,
redemption.
is it
Redemption.
2 people or 3 people?
2.
I thought Pygmus and Celtic were way higher than they were.
No, they're not. Yeah, because they're only just over the 2 million.
And they play... Pygmus plays baby games.
Yeah, and Celtic
He's-
doesn't score anymore for obvious reasons.
All right, moving on. This is my personal favourite one, which is games played.
Oh,
Oh.
the number I
this-
keep looking at.
But this is quite interesting. So I'll give you the median straight off. So this is the midpoint of the games played leaderboard is 140. So
Wow.
so
There are more games on Game Pass.
well, yeah. So let's have a look at let's look at how many scores. So how many people do you reckon have played 50 games on site?
Oh, jeez.
It's got to be like 87%.
50? Oh, I'm actually probably lower than that.
So we're looking
I
at
think completed 50 games.
just played. I haven't got completed. Completed is later. That's a whole different kettle of fish, and that's very interesting once we get to it.
87%.
So 87%. That'd be the
it's-
13th percentile.
13th percentile, yes. I didn't know we were still using percentiles because you asked how many.
Yep. Sorry, that was my bad. But yeah,
Yep. I wasn't sure if we were still going percentiles. Yeah, 13th
either way around.
percentile.
It's-
We'll,
yeah,
we'll
it's
go. We'll go 15th percentile.
I'll go 10 percentile.
Anyone else?
I really want
10%.
to go around 14.
Did you say 10%,
All right. Well,
Cameron?
you're roughly in the ballpark. It's 16.9 have played 50 games. So
Yeah.
it's moving up. What do you think the 90th percentile is then?
Oh, what am I?
Games are all easy to play.
400.
Now it's interesting, kind of correlating 90th percentile of games played with 90th percentile of gamer score.
Let's go 1420.
Wow, you were really...
I would
900.
I would say 700.
400.
I'd say 1100.
Okay. Now the 90th percentile for games played is 366.
Oh wow. Okay.
What?
Yeah, way lower.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now,
well, I'm
if
in
you had kept in mind that the 90th percentile gamer score is 127,000, how many games do you need to get that kind of gamer score?
Well, yeah, but some people just deep
particularly if
dive
you're not
stuff. So I mean,
Yeah, particularly if you're not completing them. It's just like if you just gradually building up Gamerscore, yeah, you need quite a lot more games, but not
300.
not a heap of games. If that
300 points a game.
yeah,
That's not.
10G and
all
everything.
right, but the 99th percentile then. This is where it'll start to get
1420.
1420 is a good guess. I reckon 1300.
I'd say probably 1,000.
1200.
Oh, you're all a bit high. 757.
Oh, wow.
I was 700.
Where? Okay, well there you go.
Yeah, no, trust me,
Then
Alex,
we're
you're a
all
bit
silly.
high.
I did complete 420 games, so you're right. Yep.
Yeah, so moving up the brackets, I'll just sort of reel out, like we're getting into the 1000th percentiles here, but 1,000 games played is at 99.64 percentile.
Jeez.
And going right up the top end of the scale, how many people do you reckon have played 3,000 games?
God. It can't be more than
30.
10 people.
18.
There is... Yeah, there's like 14. Yeah, 14. No, hold up. 3,000 games?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm like 75th
Yeah, I was
or
gonna say,
something
like-
on that board,
Yeah,
and I've got like 2,300.
7.
I would say 10, yeah.
7.
I'm not sure what your answers are, but okay. It's 3,000.
7.
3,000 is 26 players.
That's close to 30.
7.
Yeah.
Yes.
So taking that into account, how many people have played 3,500 games?
How many games are on site? I
Yeah.
know this number. It's like 30. There's 36. There's like 36, 43 games on
Like
site.
12?
roughly.
No.
Games on site. More than that.
No,
There's
people.
like 12 games on
I'm
site, I
answering the
think.
question.
3,500.
I'm going to say it's
Okay.
like 6 people.
Give
Six
or take,
crazy,
10,000.
people.
Milky Bars, Oriole,
Lucas.
Matt DB,
Lucas, Matt DB.
Carnage.
Yes, he's gone. I don't know that Carnage is over 35.
10.
7. Yeah, no, 6 is a good guess.
I'm going to say
6 is good, so I'm just gonna have to go 7. I think it's 6
All right.
though.
The answer is 10.
Hey.
So, next one. How many people have got over 4,000?
3.
I'm going to say
4.
3.
Well,
2.
I don't mind.
all your
sharing.
guesses are all going to be pretty low. So the answer is 5. And the last one. How many people have played 5,000 games on site?
1.
2.
I don't think there are 5,000 games
1.
on site. I don't want to click anything and look.
If he's asking the question, there's got to be at least 1.
It's a trick
no, I'm going to say
question.
1.
Is it a trick question?
1.
If there is, it's 2. It's Milky Bars and Matt.
Well, it's only 1. Matt DB is actually just under. It is Milky Bars. Has just tipped over 5,000 games played.
What's Matt on? 49.98.
Something pretty close to that. Yeah, he's not far away. Anyway, that's games played. That's just one of my personal favourites. So, and that's probably the easier one to check. We can look at things like the things I didn't look at were completion percentage because that's quite difficult to quantify. Just because somebody could
How do I get to leaderboards on this damn site?
don't.
Because
If you're going to go into the leaderboards, don't look at
Community,
Don't-
not gaming.
Don't look at the game.
No, I'm looking at games played.
Yeah, don't look at games complete yet because I want to get to those.
No.
Yeah, things like completion percentage I couldn't really quantify very well because it's very easy to just set up an account with one game complete and have 100% completion. Not that I've ever done that. So yeah, I couldn't really quantify that stuff in this format anyway. So let's have a look at game completions, and some of these stats really surprised me. So let's just look at base game completions. So what do you think the median score for base game completions is on site?
10.
Median for games played was... Okay.
So
9.
50% of people have completed this many games.
15.
25. I think the games played was lower than that. So
I think it was 2. That's why I'm like, let's go 10.
No, the
think
median
it was
median
too.
play was 140. So
Okay.
50% of people have played 140
Oh,
games.
okay. 25,
Yes,
yeah.
25 is probably
I'm
not
gonna
bad.
say
We did. I'm gonna go 18.
All right. Well,
Oh, Cameron, you're still here.
so the median completed games, just the base games, 4.
4.
What?
Yeah.
4?
is wrong with you people?
So,
How are you playing 120 and
How many
completing
alts
4?
are on TA?
Yeah.
And not
Well,
even
yeah.
and not even DLC. This is base game completions.
I'll get to. I have stats on how many people have never completed a game. I'll get to that in a second.
How many people have
How
not?
many
much
people
already
have
on
never
the show,
completed
man? I already
Avatar?
know.
So, the games completed, like the full game completion, so games completed with DLC, the median on that's actually very similar, only 3. So basically, 50% of people have only completed a full game with DLC. Wow.
And they're probably games without DLC, and that's where it's counting them as well. You know.
Yeah, that number kind of surprised me when I pulled it out. So let's start going up the ranks a bit. How many people on site have completed 10 games, just the base game? Just at a
50% has only done 4.
so
10%.
75%.
10 games.
Is in the 75th percentile.
Yeah,
So 25% of people have completed 10 games.
I'm going to say 70.
I'm going to say 20%.
Oh, we're gone.
Alright.
Cameron.
You're
So-
going the wrong way.
Stick with the
Cameron's
percentile.
guessing 80th percentile.
80%.
Matt's guessing 70th. I'm guessing 75th.
Yeah. So the answer is for base game is that's the 67th percentile is 10 games completed. For DLC, that's at the 72nd or 73rd percentile. So
Oh, see, that's what I was thinking.
yeah. So basically, that means less people have completed with games with DLC. Yeah. So let's. I could draw a whole lot of numbers there, but we're starting to get into like the thousandth percentiles again, or higher. But let's have a look at the 90th percentile then. So 90th percentile base and 90th percentile with DLC. What do you reckon?
It's gonna be like 12 games.
It might be a bigger number.
It's be like 75.
Well, it's
90th
got to be bigger than 10 because those were at the 67th and 73rd.
Oh, that's right. We're talking
18
9.
games.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
40.
21.
Yeah, 35.
Price is right.
35.
All right. So 90th percentile is 41 complete for the base game, 34% for DLC. 99th percentile.
It's probably
Quickly, we've been running through a lot of these stats. So
70.
60.
80.
it actually jumps up a bit. So 218 is the completion rate at 99%.
Okay.
And 202 for with DLC. From there, it gets the curve after that's really high.
Just rockets up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many?
That's when people start caring.
So the number is the same on both base and DLC here. But what's your guess for how many people have completed more than 2,000 games?
6.
10.
I'm going to say 15.
20.
The answer is 2. Only 2 people on site have completed more than 2,000 games. One of those is Smirnov, obviously.
Smirnov is one of them, right?
Yeah, Smirnov is one of them. Yeah.
Who's the other one?
Lucas?
Oh, somebody.
Sorry to put you on the
Lucas.
I
spot.
don't know. I'll have to look.
Okay, let me have a look. Celtic.
No,
Yeah.
we go.
Makes sense. Yeah.
All right, so last stat. How many people on site have never completed a game?
Well, like I
Like,
said, we
as
already
in-
have Shadow on there, so that's 1. And you just count up from there.
So you can either give me the percentile or you can give me an actual.
Well, the
raw
median
figure of,
was
like, how
what?
many people.
5?
Well, median was 4.
4?
4 and 3 with DLC.
So we're talking...
So less than 50% have 4.
20, 25%.
Okay, 50% on site is going to be like 260,000. So less than 260,000 have 4 completions.
I'd say 180,000 people
So
have
be-
150,000.
So how many people have just completed one game? There'd be a lot of those.
have
Let's
completed
go
one
75k.
or none?
So what I'm interested is in the none. So
Okay, yeah. 150 have never completed a game.
120.
Oh, I forgot
Thousand.
about that. Yeah, 125. I said
150,000, sorry, not 150 people. I wanted to.
Just to be safe, yeah.
12 people have never.
42, 420. Right, well, you're not too far off. Just for the base game, 110,000 people have never actually completed a base game. With DLC, there are 146,000 people who have never completed a game with the DLC. And that represents about 1/5 of the site, basically, have never actually finished an entire game, which I found to be kind of a stunning stat. As soon as I saw the median, it's just like, oh, okay, well, let's calculate how many have never done it. I'm not quite sure how that occurs. I mean, there's a lot of dummy accounts, sure, but yeah.
There was a lot of people that came in with that My Decade thing or whatever. I reckon a lot of them...
Still.
Yep, I hear that argument.
The FIFA and COD players.
However, I've got the stats back from 2015 when I did exactly the same thing, and in fact, the stats haven't really changed there. It was 19% back then. It's now worse. Wow. It's at 21%. That's even with the influx of people looking for their decade stats. So, yeah. Complete games, people. Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right? Come on.
Honestly, that astounds me.
One in 5 people haven't completed a game in TO.
Yeah. And almost one in 3. It's 27% of people haven't completed a game with all the DLC.
Does TA have a feature where you can invite people? Would they show up?
Yes, you can add
if you
friends.
invite a friend who's not registered,
Yep.
So that would count in then?
Yeah.
Yes. But, I mean...
You had to add a lot of people.
Yeah. 534,000 people. You'd need to add a lot to bump those kind of stats up, so... I have a bot doing that currently.
Got the Guitar Hero bot. I've got the account creation bot.
Well, that's all I had for stats anyway. I just thought there was some interesting numbers. The game's completion stuff kind of blew me away a bit. But, so given all of that information, what does that make you think about what is a good gamer score and what is not now?
I think when
970,667.
I think when we asked this last time, I said 75,000 was good. I still think if I came across someone when I was playing it and I opened their profile and I saw 75,000, I think, hey, that's pretty good. Yeah. Admittedly, yes, I would, even without hearing your stats, I would suggest unequivocally it is a lot easier now than it was 2 years ago, 5 years ago, however many years ago, to get 75,000. But I think if you've stuck with it long enough that you've made 75,000, I think that's good.
Yeah, I would probably agree. I mean, I'd even probably go as far as to say 50,000 at this point, because even though Gamerscore has never been easy to get, the kinds of people who go for that kind of Gamerscore tend to have higher scores in general because they're using it to bolster the games they've already played.
Yeah, your average gamer's not going to go spend $5 for every Radalaika because, truth be told, they're not amazing games.
Yeah, so I pretty much always held whenever I, way back when we first collated, or when I first collated these stats, and I kind of drew the figures here, 50,000 was the, 2/3 of people were less than 50,000. So really, 50,000 is actually a pretty good benchmark to say, yeah, you're actually trying. That hasn't actually changed that much. It's dropped a little bit, but it's around about 59.2 have 50,000 gamer score, and I still sort of hold that that's kind of where the benchmark should be. 100,000 is kind of like, yeah, okay, you're really trying, but 50,000 is kind of the, yep, okay, I've decided to dedicate my life to doing this stupid thing, and that's factoring as well that True Achievements itself is also a skewed audience. We don't have every single Xbox gamer ever on the planet on True Achievements, so people who are on True Achievements generally are also chasing achievements, and 50,000 is still at the 60% mark there. So it's just interesting to think about. I've since collating these stats, 50,000 has always been sort of become my kind of go-to benchmark for that. If you've got that much, you're doing pretty well. A couple of other stats. 2011, what do you think the average gamer score was worldwide? This was reported.
2011.
Yeah, this was reported.
Start or end?
I don't know. Sometime during 2011, the average gamer score worldwide. So Xbox actually released this stat. So this is taking into account every single gamer on the Xbox platform.
When did Xbox 360 come out?
2005.
2005.
November 2005.
Okay, thank you. So 6 years after the
I think 4,000 gamer score.
Yeah, I'd say maybe 4,500.
600.
Just 600 flat.
Yeah,
If you're taking account everyone, 600.
Oh, it's actually it's actually surprisingly high. It was 11,000 back in 2011. And just another
6,000 was my guess. Yeah,
another
pretty close.
another random stat was. Do you remember exactly when Stallion hit 1 million?
2014.
Yep. So March 2014.
And his game was Titanfall.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know the game.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I saw him get it.
I didn't exist in this world back then.
So I'm not quite sure when he hit 2 million and how long that took relatively, because it took.
He hit it last year.
Yeah, so it took 9 years to get from 0 to 1 million, because
and then it took about half the time
to get to 2 million. So it just goes to show how cheaper Gamerscore is these days. Anyway, that's all I've got for stats. Thought that was a bit of fun.
I feel enlightened and also massively elitist.
Halo 2 campaign on MCC was 2 mil
Oof.
for Stallion. Because it was the Legend achievement.
Oh,
that's
Legend,
right. You
yeah.
almost didn't
I
get it,
remember
yeah.
that, actually. Okay.
Oh. No, that's... I finally got accepted into the... I was first to complete a game leaderboard. I applied a year and a half ago. I'm
Hey,
25.
Brad.
I actually just got
Brad,
on.
you're not
the
funny.
First.
You would think that would be automated or
With
something.
Endless Legend. Yeah.
I wonder if I can get on that leaderboard.
I apply... Yeah, it's
I actually
application
should
only.
apply because I hadn't actually. But I finally did now. That was my first.
Anyway, I think Alex has a quiz for us or something.
How many of us have... Anyone else... So me and Warren have completed a game first. Anyone else?
No.
You kidding me? No, I barely touch a game if it doesn't have a guide, let alone be the first person to complete it.
Alright, Elitist Club.
Yeah.
Get out of here, plebs. Me and Brian are having our own podcast.
I bet I can get on that leaderboard without having completed a game at all.
Surprise!
I'm one of the 20%.
All right. Yes, like Tarragon said there, I have a quiz. Just been collating some quiz-related items, obviously, for my quiz. So the rules. Warren, I don't know if you want to turn your camera on for this, so I can maybe see you. But raise your hand or say your name to register your answer. If you get the answer wrong, you can't answer for the rest of the round.
Right.
All right. So you only get one life. So Matt, you'll call out Neo. Kirby, you'll call out Doctor. Tarragon, you'll call out Spaceman. Cameron, you'll call out Shadow. And Warren, you'll call out Planting.
Doctor. Yep. Okay,
Easy's 1 point, medium's 2 points, hard is 3 points. There are 5 easy, 3 medium, and 3
I don't
hard.
care, just get into it.
What is elephants?
All right. So I only got maybe 4 or 5 pieces of information for each. So, all right, first game. There's 1,000 gamer score, 1,738 true achievement score. It's rated 4.56 out of 5.
Man, it would have been so much better if he started with 970 game score because we all would have known it.
There's 179,390 gamers that have played this game on the Xbox 360. Yep.
Halo 3.
No. That's rookie numbers for Halo 3. That's like 350,000. Anyway, it's published by EDOS. There are 7... There are 7 stacks of this listed on True Achievements over multiple platforms.
It's gonna be a hit.
Tarragon, is your hand up?
Spaceman? It's not frickin' Batman Arkham Asylum, is it?
Yes, it is.
It's for items? Oh.
Yes,
Published by.
according to the 360.
Yeah, okay,
published
yeah.
by, not developed by.
Right, yeah.
All right, second game.
So I get half a point there, right?
No, you're done, goofed. All right. So 2,200 gamer score, 4,347 true achievement
Doctor.
score. Yep.
Minecraft.
No. 4.3.
Bow, bow.
4 point, it's got a
got like
4.36
yeah.
out of 5. There's 256,089 gamers that have played it. The game is available on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, Mac, Linux, and Nintendo Switch. Obviously, they don't all have a list on True Achievements, but that's the platforms it's available on.
That's helpful.
It's a sequel to a PlayStation 3 exclusive game. There's an achievement named Get Up, Mr. Bubbles.
Matt,
Yep.
is it the Bioshock collection?
No.
Damn it.
It's possibly my favourite game after Dead Island, and no, it is not a Dead Island variant.
So the Dead Island Japan. Yeah.
No one? Jin, do you want to have a second guess?
Trying to think.
Sequel to it. Hold up, say again. Sequel to it.
If he guesses this, he doesn't get points.
No, it doesn't get a point. This is just for the...
Oh no, I don't care.
For the
Then.
glory.
No, I'm not.
It's Rocket League.
Yeah.
Oh.
Come on.
Wait, what?
Right.
A sequel? What?
Yeah, it's a
this is
spiritual
bad.
successor.
Oh.
Supersonic
No,
Acrobatic
sequel?
Rocket
No,
Battle
that's
Royale.
Spiritual
no,
successor is not
Same
I'm going to the
Same.
umpire on this one.
Same developers,
Hey.
same basic game.
It's not Rocket League
Completely
2,
different
mate.
game.
Nah.
Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars.
Yes.
That was the prequel.
All right, you can run your own quiz whenever you're ready, Matt.
Unbelievable.
All right, the
I
next
think we
game
boycott this quiz. This one's terrible.
is good.
Yeah,
It's good.
I
The
hate
organisers
that one
awful.
that I got right. That sucked.
You're in the lead, Tarragon. So don't worry, mate. You're behind the 8 ball. All right. I almost said the name of the game then. 1,000 gamer score, 1736 true achievement points, 4.27 out of 5. This is on Xbox One. 156,945 players on the Xbox One version. The first
Why did you
game...
say version? Oh,
Hey?
oh, that TA score was for Xbox One specifically. Okay,
Yes.
sorry.
That's a little hint for you. The first game in this series came out in 1981.
Game Room?
Warren. Game Room. No, it's not
It's on
Game Room.
Xbox One, you fool.
Yeah, no.
Isn't
No,
it?
yeah, you're
Doctor?
right.
Yeah.
Bioshock?
The first Bioshock
System
game
Shock.
came out in
System Shock
1981.
System Shock is a sequel, right?
By your logic, it could have been. I don't know.
Exactly, right?
No.
Yeah.
Spaceman.
Yeah, look, trust me, that means sequel to him.
No, I'm probably wrong. It's like Elite came out in like 1981, so it's
No.
it's
No,
not
the
Elite.
TA is wrong.
I'm just trying to think of games
Wow.
that have come out that early. Like, anyway,
Yeah.
What's the name?
I think
You'll-
I know what it is, to be fair.
probably kick myself when
It was my game of the year 2014.
I don't know what the hell you played back then.
I've mentioned this numerous times, mate. You were on the podcast when I mentioned this. You fight as a man named BJ. Your partner's name is Anya.
Oh,
Matt.
Shadow, dude.
Or Cameron
He
just
said
got it,
Matt,
I think.
that
yeah,
doesn't
that
count.
doesn't count.
What?
And Matt's one syllable.
Fine,
You're Neo.
Fine.
Cameron,
Actually,
we
no,
got-
I don't want Cameron to score though. Matt, you got it.
You see BJ? Wolfenstein.
Oh, he
which
said
one?
Wolfenstein. It's not Wolfenstein.
Which one?
No. He said Wolfenstein. That's his answer. Wrong.
You can clarify.
I think
Let him clarify.
I think he.
Which one?
You can have a guess at which one. All right.
Oh, dodgy. I didn't get a guess.
It's because you didn't have a clue, mate.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't guess anything close to it. It's Bioshock. Oh, the Bioshock one. Yeah.
It was Bioshock
System Shock
3D. Yeah.
I don't know anything past like the. Oh wait, so Wolfenstein from 2014.
Come on,
Yes.
man.
Yeah,
I
so
said
what's
it
the name
came
of it?
out. It was my.
It's not like Doom 2016. You stupid.
The New Order.
Yes. Yeah, that's the one. All right. That's a point for Shadow.
Good guess.
Really disappointed.
All right. This game has 4,000 gamer score, 19,528 true achievement score, 4.23 out of 5.
Neo.
Yes.
Is it the? Well, actually, no. That's not going to count, is it? Sorry. What was the game? What was the true achievement score again, please?
19,528.
I don't know that you can give it while he's answering. I don't know about that. That doesn't seem fair.
Is it the Rare Replay Collection?
No, it's
Planting.
not.
Oh, it's
No,
not.
because technically
No.
the achievements of that count. Yeah.
It's 244,000.
Yeah,
Sorry, Warren, was
Planting.
your hand up?
I want to go Halo Master
Yep.
Chief Collection. Oh.
No.
Yeah, so that would have
That's
been my guess.
it's
That has like 6,000 games.
it's 6,000 now.
Yeah.
Is it really?
4,000 game score.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's
Yeah.
gone up.
4,000 game
It was
score.
4,000
has-
when it began.
244,960 players. Their achievements named Classy, and sorry, that's never happened to me before.
Shadow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Sea. Oh, I don't know if it's gone this high. Sea of Thieves.
no,
No. Oh,
it's a 4th entry in terms of numbers after its name. It is the 4th entry in the series.
Doctor.
Yep,
Gears of War 4.
that's correct.
Oh, tell me the news.
The next one
I knew
Alex
features a
picks
terrible
Gears of
card
War.
system to buff
Wow.
your players. Yep. All right, Chin's got one. All right, 2,805 gamer score, 20,058 true achievement score, 3.72 out of 5. It's a free-to-play game.
Oh, Matt, Neo.
Yep.
Is it Neverwinter?
Yes, it is.
Boom.
Ugh.
Very good.
Which version though?
Never,
Yeah,
it was the
which
Neverwinter.
stack?
It was just Neverwinter.
Just regular
My next
Neverwinter.
one was there are 3 stacks of this game.
That was the one I've been looking at for months.
I thought that would go as soon as I said 2,805 game score.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, medium. 3,000 gamer score, 7,560 true achievement score, 4.7 out. Yep.
The Ezio collection.
No. 168,665 people have played it. It has an achievement named "Still Never Found That Yeti." It's set in Australia.
Neo.
Oh, Shadow.
Oh,
I heard Neo. First.
Mad Max.
No.
Oh, no.
Cameron, you were next.
oh my
No,
god.
it's,
Oh,
no,
wow.
of course, yeah. It's, yeah.
Forza Horizon 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Yes, that's right. All right. So 2 points for Shadow. Oh, mate, you're streaking ahead on 3. All right. There's
How's
1,000
that a
gamers.
medium.
Yeah, that's a medium. Hey, well,
Oh,
you didn't
okay.
get it right.
Yeah, look, I took a stab at 3,000 game score real
You
quick.
are just going early. You're going early crow on it. I like your tenacity. I'm not sure it's working out for you.
Shadow Tactics, eh?
Okay, yep.
Okay.
No, that only
So
has
is
a
it
1,000 game score.
1,000 gamer score, 1948 TA, 3.78 out of 5. 42,140 gamers. It's designed by Suda51. During the market,
Chin. No,
I
didn't say it. No,
saw
it's-
I saw
no,
your hand
I
up,
didn't
Chin.
say it.
Kirby
I didn't
raised
say
his
proper.
hand
Kirby was
first, but
first.
then
Raise his hand, but you have
I
to
said
say your
Chin,
name.
though.
Yeah.
I saw your hand up first. I said either or. So
Okay.
you want to have a guess?
Your call.
Yeah,
Chin,
oh,
you're
okay. Suda51. Damn it, I'm thinking of swearing.
No,
It's
yeah.
not D4.
No, it is not.
It's not D4. But I'm going to say D4 anyway. Dark Dreams Don't Die. But
No,
it's not.
it's not. It's not.
I'll go for it.
Matt, you were next.
Oh, no, Cameron was.
No, you
Oh.
guessed.
No, I was raising my hand to say that Kirby
Oh.
had raised his hand.
Okay. I
You're up,
saw
Matt.
Chin's hand up, then I heard Matt say Neo.
You buzzed in, Matt. You have to guess now.
No, I don't. What are you talking
Suck
about?
it.
Okay.
You buzzed
all right,
in,
all right,
buddy.
All right, fine. Sorry, can you please repeat the question then? Because I was trying to get past it.
1,000 gamer scored, 1948 TA, 3.78 out of
I don't
5.
like that you just repeat the entire thing for
42,140 gamers, designed by Suda51.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yes, that's right.
It was either going to be
It was either that or
Shadows
Killer
of
is
the
Dead.
Damned.
My next
Killer
one
is
was,
Dead was the one I was trying to think of. and,
Yeah, that was the other one.
Shadow is Grasshopper. Sorry.
during the marketing campaign, Jessica Nigri played
Yeah, okay, yeah, so yeah, we
cosplayed
got that, yeah.
Juliet. Okay, all right. 450 gamer score, 766 TA, 3.49 out of 5, 88,029 gamers. It was games with gold in November 2013. I know you all remember.
Just
when
like
that
it was yesterday.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a 360 game.
There's 3 stacks, including a Windows 8 stack.
Windows 8.
Yes, I know. It's very rare. A sequel came out in 2018, which was VR only. Obviously doesn't appear on the Xbox. It's
Lord.
primarily a resource management game where you build buildings to process the resources and help people.
What we're planting?
Funny's got his hand up.
World of
Yep.
Cathlings?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, that's the one. That's
about
the one.
had 3 stacks.
I didn't think it had a stack.
There's
What, three
a
stacks?
VR version? Really?
Yeah,
No, there was a VR one
Keflings.
that a handful of Keflings.
What was it? What was the 3 stacks?
Because I know there was a Windows 8 stack.
There's
you know what, maybe.
there's not. There's 3 in the
It might have
series.
only been 2.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm like, it's
That's
not,
what I said in the
got 3
series.
stacks, but it's got to be
That's-
this game.
That's
You know, you're right.
hashtag
dude.
rigged. Hashtag terrible quiz.
And you know what? You still got
Hashtag
it. You
not
still
my
got it
quiz
right,
master.
Hashtag not
All
my
right.
Christian Grey.
mate. We're in the hard points now, and that's what she said.
I mean, is it because you're going to give us half a clue and like just let us go? Is that why
That
it's
was
hard?
an
It's
easy
got,
right. That was
it's
an
got
easy
some
game.
gamer score, and its TA is above that gamer score.
And guess
So-
what? People have played it.
Yeah.
Someone's completed
Come
it.
at me.
And they've rated it too.
All right.
Yeah, the
Get
rate.
into the-
I don't know why you think the rating helps at all. Honestly,
Because
Like-
it helps you know if it's a good game or not.
Matthias rates everything 0.5. I mean, Oriole rates everything 5.
Just even
Initiative rates everything 0.5. If it's an FPS, it's getting 0.5. Like, World of Keflings had like a 3.2. That's not a good game. That's above a good game score.
3.49.
Yeah, exactly. It got a good game score. It's not a good game.
Moving on.
It is a great game. Anyway, I gave it more than 3.49, but that wasn't one of your clues. All right. 16,000 and
Wouldn't have helped anyway.
1,606 true achievement score. 78,800.
You didn't say the game's good, did you?
No, I didn't. 78,829 gamers. 3.64 out of 5.
Helpful.
Ooh.
That
One of the-
now I
Narrowed
know
it
what
down.
game it is.
There's not much to go in between that and then giving it away. One of the collectibles. Are you in?
He said,
Cameron?
I'm counting that.
You haven't said your name, mate.
I didn't say my name.
All right. One of the
Dog.
collectibles is Dead Birds.
No,
Neo.
no.
It has. Yep.
Dead Birds, is it Condemned?
Which one?
Criminal Origins, the first one.
Yes, that's right.
I knew I
I'm
should've
glad that you
stuck my
called out
hand
the
right.
970 gamer score
we
right
got
at the start of the show.
straight away,
Yes. All right. That's 3 points for Neo. Oh boy, mate.
See, I wouldn't have called that a
Neo,
hard
you're
one.
on 6.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's hard because you didn't say the game score straight away. Gave us half a clue.
Well, if I'd have said 970 gamer score, it would have gone in the first.
Yeah, and then I would have had another point.
All right. This one here, 400 gamer score, 549 true achievement score, 3.82 out of 5. It's 4,892 gamers. It's a mob-based noir mystery game. It has one DLC pack. More was planned but never delivered. It's primarily a game. Its color scheme is black,
Neo.
white, and red. Yep.
Oh, damn it! I know the game. It was a narrative that only had one episode. Is it?
I'm after
Is it Blues and Bullets?
It is Blues and Bullets. Yes.
Damn it! I should.
That's right. I'd rather Matt win than Cameron.
That's cold. All right. This one, I don't know if anyone's going to get this one, but maybe. So it's 1,000 gamer score.
Oh, I know.
4,000
Depends. Are the clues going to be good or are they going to be terrible?
Spaceman.
You can't call out someone else's name.
I'd count that. I would count that as him buzzing in.
Oh,
Do it.
nah. There's 1,000 gamer score, 4,451 true achievement score, 2.7 out of 5, Chin.
That
Bad game.
12,000.
above average game.
Perfectly
Above
average.
average game, Cameron.
12,570 gamers. It has an achievement named Bow to Me, worth 200 gamer score, 1,635 true achievement score. It's a game about going to rescue your cat from zombies. Alright, I'm going to make one up that I didn't actually... Did you buzz in, Cameron?
No,
Yes,
I'm
he
just
did.
saying, do you have more information?
It's a
that
side... It's a side-scrolling on-rails game, including zombies.
Well, obviously, if you're rescuing your cat from them. But
Neo.
Neo,
Is
yeah?
it Bloody Zombies?
No, but that's a good guess.
Because I figured,
Yeah,
I figured
I-
you would try and
I
cram
would-
that in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You're going to play it with me, right?
No,
yeah, thanks, mate.
absolutely not.
Oh, Chin.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to get the name exactly right. Damn it. I know exactly what it is because you.
If you get close, I will
It's
give
Dead
it to you.
Island Retro Revenge.
That's
Rampage.
correct.
Technical
you
point.
need the
You
Rampage,
didn't
that's
actually,
correct.
you didn't actually call in
that
properly.
game?
Really? That's
You
about
should
a
have said
cat?
ChinDocta. Technical failure.
I said Doctor. Did I say Chin?
He buzzed in. He buzzed
He's
in.
fine.
Yes,
Can we,
the
can we
whole
deduct
premise.
points for you, including a Dead Island question?
Hey, you buzzed another player in. You can lose your points, all right?
Can I have his points?
Hey,
Can I have his points?
even if you have his points,
That's
you still
fine.
don't beat Matt.
I want to be second.
Nah.
Am I second now?
You're already second, yeah.
Can I be more second if I have his points?
Depends on how this next
You are the
question
most
goes.
second.
No, that
it's
was the
not.
Cannot
last
be more
question, but I
seconds
have
than the
got...
second you are.
That was the last question, but
What-
I have got a tiebreaker.
What percentile am I?
Let's see. There are
40%.
5 of us. So if you're second,
60th.
you're at the 80th percentile.
percentile.
I was 60 or 40, I couldn't remember which way it
80th.
goes.
Yeah, because the 100th percentile is the person who's won, and then another 4 down.
Would
So
it be?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right. All right, I'll give you the
Yeah,
tiebreaker
no.
question, but it's not for any points.
Yeah, it's just to decide whether Matt or I win.
No, Matt's already won.
No,
Right.
This is yeah.
200 gamer score, 349 true achievement score, 4.23 out of 5.
Good game then. Sounds like it's a good game.
Yeah, that's correct. 88,563 players. There's actually an achievement named the Quizmaster. The game was
It's named Alex.
Planting.
Oh, no.
Let's go 1
Planting?
versus 100.
No.
ooh,
The game was first published prior to being on the Xbox 360
Oh, okay. Well,
on another system.
Was that a clue, or was that just like you stating information?
It's both. It can be both things.
Spaceman.
Very good.
Is
That's-
it Wolfenstein?
Yep. No, this specific game was published on another platform. There's I don't know if this will help you or not, but if you know about this, then you'll get it. There is a glitch in the game where if you see the in-game video of you collecting a certain item, they will actually be collected in the game, and you'll need to start a new save to complete it. The looks on your face is suggesting no one knows what glitch I'm talking about. All right.
Doctor,
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden 2, you wuss.
No, but that was actually my first tiebreaker.
I hate that game.
Bonus
No
points. 7
Yeah,
points.
Me
Big
too,
Matt.
Matt. I rage quit that game. It's the only one.
Baby game for baby
All right,
gamers.
this is the gimme. So
No, that's not the only one. You rage quit Battle Knights 2, you wuss.
yeah, okay, yeah, I stand corrected. Yeah, I did rage quit that. Yeah, because it sucks.
It's got a 2.5 on TA, you know? I mean,
so that's an
When
average
your
game.
kid's born, give the controller to...
yeah.
When your kid's born, give the controller to them, they'll do it.
All right, Bear and Bird.
Neo. Banjo-Kazooie.
All right, yes, that's the one. All right, there you go. That's the
Is
quiz.
that really a thing?
Bear and Bird.
Collectibles. No. It's collectibles. The glitch.
The glitch. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's a
Never heard
video in a painting where I think Banjo is collecting the notes, and if you see that video before you have collected those notes in the game, you cannot collect the notes, and you have to start a new save to be able to do so.
Wow.
Never heard of that.
They never patched it out of the game. I don't know if that happens on the Nintendo 64 version, but it happens in that version.
It wouldn't
use
have
the cheats to
happened.
do it all in one
It
sitting.
wouldn't have happened in the Nintendo 64 version because they don't have achievements.
There is that, too.
Okay, I was talking about collecting the damn notes, but all right, cool. All right, well that was not bad. That was not bad. So there you go.
That's good.
I like that. I would like you to do that every week.
Yeah, let's just turn the entire show into a quiz show.
That's a weekly show.
I was gonna do names of the first 100 episodes.
Oh, no.
The odd one out. Some great names in there.
Well, I
let's
guess
do next
we'll
week's
put it to the community. If you guys liked it, I'm not sure how often we can do
I
it,
reckon
but
I could do it better. Give me
well,
Well,
I was
there's
the
a challenge.
pilot, and usually things after the pilot are
episode
better.
one.
So
Episode 1 of season 3. We'll do a quiz, and I'll do it better.
Yep.
I'll forget about it
That's-
tomorrow. You just won't be prepared, but I'll do it better.
But yeah, if you like that, let us know in Discord. If you thought it was terrible, let us know in Discord, or hop on the Twitter and tell us
you
what you
If you
think.
thought it was
uh,
mediocre, let us know on Discord. If you thought Nothing about it at all.
Alex-
Let us know on Discord.
Yeah.
What star rating
didn't give
would
us
you
enough
give it?
tips.
Because that's really helpful information for us.
Yes, absolutely.
If your
the
general
most
feeling
important
was
information.
around the 50th percentile, you can also let us know in Discord. All right. We let's
If you were Bear Bird, you can let us know on the Discord.
Oh mate, that was a gift. That was a gift.
It was.
All right.
Yeah, so was the dead birds in Criminal Origins. I threw my hand up and I'm like, no, I don't think they are dead. Yeah.
Yeah, they totally
It's
did.
TVs and dead birds,
Yep.
isn't it?
And metal pieces,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And also the weapons themselves are collectible, so that's fun.
Yeah.
I collected them all and didn't get the achievement. Anyway, anyway. All right. Let's get out of here. We'll wind up the
Missing
show.
30 game score.
Hey?
Yeah.
Do you know I was looking up the rumor as
No.
to why it didn't get 1,000 gamer score, and there seems to be two prevailing rumors. Is that they put all the values in for their 50 achievements in the game, and realised it didn't add up to 1,000 too late. They already released the game. But the other theory, which I think is a load of garbage, is apparently there was a make your own achievement, and you could put whatever value on it.
I thought
And obviously people put
The
like
actual-
100,000. I don't think
I thought the
that's
answer was
possible.
that they hadn't codified that they wanted 1,000 G at that time, so games had been able to
Yeah.
release
Yes.
at whatever they wanted to, more or less.
And I think they planned on either an achievement was pulled late
Yeah.
to 970, or they were planning on DLC. Because
They
I know
were planning on
'cause
DLC.
Master
PGR
2
And
had like 870.
Crackdown was the same thing where they released with 900 when it first came out, and then patched the other 100 in with the
Was it
late
PGR 3?
And there was a
added?
Lord of the...
I think so. And one like Godfather 2 or Mafia or something
Godfather
as
2,
well.
yeah.
And there was a Lord of the Rings game which had like
Man, these all would have been
705.
better answers than everything Alex came up with.
I wasn't sure how hard it was going to be. Like, anyway, that's fine.
Very Alex
They make pills for that
questions
these days,
there,
mate.
right?
I think the thing that you maybe didn't notice is that I tried to pick some games in there. Like, I picked Neverwinter. Mm-hmm. I picked Forza Horizon.
Batman, obviously.
I picked Rocket League, which, I mean, really, if you're going to have a go at me for not doing a good quiz, you didn't get Rocket League.
You said sequel.
It's a sequel. 2,200 gamer score was a giveaway
Bioshock
anyway,
to System Shock 2.
Yeah, was Bioshock on my list?
No, it was a sequel.
It can be on your list.
All right, let's wrap up the show, guys. I need to get
Yes,
this place.
all right. You can send us an email and tell us how good my quiz was. That's hello@realgamerscore.com. You can hop on the Twitter @realgamerscore and again tell me how good the quiz was. You can find us in Discord, discord.io/realgamerscore. And you
You
can
know what
find
my
us
favourite
on
thing about this episode is?
the quiz. I know, thank you.
There's going to be audio drift, and Matt's going to have no idea how to...
It's fine.
There's going to be serious drift from Warren. We did not have a break.
You can find the Patreon, patreon.com/realgamerscore. You can write in questions to the show like Isaac does, and we'll answer them on the next episode. And if you're interested in being on the show, let me know. Okay. You can subscribe. Please subscribe
give you
to
a
us
quiz
on.
about it.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick quiz. It'll be good.
Which
if you
subscription
wanna help out the
platforms are we
podcast-
on?
We're on a lot of platforms. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podbean,
Pretty well anywhere that's got a podcast.
Spreaker,
Podcast,
yeah, of course. Spreaker, yeah. I was trying to think the main one, Ron. You can leave us a review. If you do leave us a review, tell us about it so that we can read it out on the show. Tell your friends about us in the boosting sessions like me and Cameron did in Halo 3. I don't know that guy that was trolling you is going to listen to the podcast just quietly.
If you're getting ads on the start of the podcast, let us know, because I thought I turned it off. But if it's not off, I need to figure out how to turn it off again. So
Yeah.
please let us know if that's happening.
Yeah. And just find us on Twitter and say g'day as well. Now, Cameron, if someone wants to get in touch with you, where do they find you?
If you want to find me, Real Gamerscore on Twitter, basically Shadowless Space Edge everywhere else, or the Xbox Achievement Community on Facebook. Thanks for asking about the word challenge, Alex. Great.
There wasn't a
Right.
card for it, mate. I'm like Ron Burgundy.
No excuses. So, I got asked about a hint. Your hint is Post-it note. You have a week.
Okay.
Am I
worse than
allowed to
Alice's
guess,
quiz.
Cameron, or is this only for non-staff?
There's
What-
there's a channel in Discord.
What kind of rating?
called-
So-
What's the rating?
Okay, so
You guys are the worst.
so the only people that aren't allowed to win
It's
this.
for out of what you say.
No. The only people that aren't allowed to guess this are me and Tarragon. It's open. I'll leave it open to the staff because nobody's been told. Yeah, the hint is poster note. I will close it off at episode 101, though.
Is there a prize?
There is a $10 gift card in your currency. In your local
Okay.
currency.
I'm so glad I live in the UK.
I'm glad I live
Whatever
in
I
France.
can get.
Okay, I think I know what the answer is, but anyway. Matt, if someone wants to find you, where can they find you?
Probably on Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
In front of a house,
What,
normally.
usually.
There's a mat.
Yeah, I mean, usually. But, whatever quiz show I can get onto, because clearly I'm just excellent at these. And then the rest of the podcast.
well,
what's his
you
prize?
did score 9, and the next person was 4.
So, I mean,
Kirby.
look, the numbers speak for themselves. I'm walking out of there with some cash. Or,
To be fair,
like some
he
sort
only
of sewing kit
answered
or something.
2 more questions than me.
Hey, you know what? I just work here. No, really, I do.
This is my house.
This is where I live. Please don't tell people how I live. You can find me on Neomaster on everything. Hit me up. I'm doing some boosting for World at War at the moment, trying to get that wonderful 0-point achievement for prestiging.
Oh,
I'm
right.
like,
Just find a glitched lobby.
no, I'm not. I can barely get into a lobby, let alone a glitched one. Otherwise, still doing some Neverwinter this week. But if you're looking for stuff to boost, hit me up. Otherwise, you can find me on Discord, True Achievements, Xbox, everywhere at Neomaster.
Warren, where can they find you?
Easiest to find me, Planting 42 on Xbox, on TA, or if you want, shoot up some fireworks. I'll probably see it because we're not really allowed to leave. We're kind of stuck quarantine, whatnot. So, yeah, fireworks is probably a good idea.
I haven't seen you on Twitter lately. Everything all right?
I try to stay away from Twitter because usually when I end up on Twitter, I say angry things.
That's what I usually see you on Twitter.
It's my favourite thing to do on Twitter.
Yeah. Tarragon, where can people find you?
True Achievements, zzUrbanSpaceman. There and on Discord's probably the best place. Otherwise, you'll find me at home because that's what we're doing in Victoria these days.
Yeah. And Kirby, when you're not out and about sinking cans, because you can do that, where can people find you?
TrueAchievements.com, Xbox Live, Discord, Twitter, Twitch, all under the tag ChinDocta, ChinDocta. Yeah.
And you're on Mixer as ChinDocta 1, right?
For the next
Don't you start.
for the next 24 hours,
I'm
yes.
so glad he never
and then,
forgot.
And
It's
then
great.
it goes away.
Just like the good old days.
Alright. Okay.
No, that's actually incorrect. I'm on Mixer as Professor Pluto 1. Some piece of work took Professor Pluto, so... Siri, shut up!
Siri's not happy with you,
What
mate.
prompted that?
It's Skynet, mate. You're in trouble. You can find me...
Hey Siri, what's my Gamerscore?
What's my rating?
You can...
Monkey, apple, hawk. Isn't that the...
Would you like to hear baseball basketball?
Shut up, Siri.
I don't know, but I bet it's higher than the median. That's quite low.
Alright. You can find me on True Achievements on Twitter, on Xbox, Professor Pluto, and you can find me on Twitch, Professor Pluto 1. Alright. Let's get out of here because it's been quite a long show. See you later, everybody.
I don't even think we've broken longest, though. Which is why I'm vamping.